how do we want to do colors here? I know that blue and green does not work well for a lot of people.
Blue red. We go blue red.
Yeah, we'll have Hera red because he's Canadian. No. We'll have Hera blue.
Well, Liereyy is Austrian,
I know.
so he could be red too.
So yeah,
we'll do Hera blue.
Hera blue, an instant rush to start off this quarterfinal. Thank you to Microsoft Pinstech and Hera for doing this rush. Let's go. King of the Desert 3, the final quarter. Winner here moves on to face the player who won between Yo and Viper, who I won't spoil in case people just got here. Instant rush, Dave. Let's talk about it.
Yep, instant rush. It's so deadly with the Lithuanians. You get 150 food extra to start off the game. You can go for a drush. And the reason this drush is so effective is because it usually arrives when the other player is going out to wood and the other player has no loom. So Lierey's going to know this is coming because of the score.
That's a very good point. That's the best thing you can look for is the score.
Yeah, he's going to know this is coming, but he still will need the micro to be able to quick wall. And Hera's going to try and prevent that with his scout. He's going to be super annoying here, and he's going right to the wood line. They were really close to each other.
Yeah, so you do get more score when you have military, scouting, population resources, various things. Hera is probably the only player who I think at the high level would do this build.
This is a Deadville. This is Deadville. Easy.
Well, Hera see it.
Lierey's trying to block the militia.
Oh. I'm sorry. We weren't at live time. Deadville. Lierey's trying to block the militia. There it is. And the Ville's dead.
Gotta hit that fast forward.
I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's only the quarter.
And now Liereyy, what Hera can do... Oh, Liereyy might be dead in Dark Age, dude. Look at this. He's trying to take that elephant.
If Liereyy doesn't
Still
take
with no
that?
loom. Still with no loom. Like, he can block the villager? Maybe? No.
Liereyy could... Or Hera could kill the elephant with his units.
Watch if he runs around with the scout and then attacks it with the militia?
He could do it. Will he do it?
Do you want to do that, though, or can you just sit there and camp
That's
it?
true.
Oh, he is gonna.
He's
He's waited for it to walk downhill, dude. He waited for it to walk downhill, so he got the bonus.
This is absolutely, utterly broken. So minus a Ville, minus 400 food for Liereyy. Good luck, buddy.
And now look, Leary's going to the berries. Oh, where's Hera going with this drush? Right to the berries. Hello.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
You know, when this, people have been bringing up this build a lot, and just random streams over the past few months, and my response is always, yeah, but if you don't do damage, your eco at home's worse. Look at the eco at home for Hera. It's fine. It's perfect.
It's really good. I mean, and it's a good thing that Hera did this and got that advantage early, because if you look at his berry placement and his gold placement,
yeah,
like, he needed early aggression.
Wow,
because that is
way
super
to get
exposed.
Ahead. Now, he actually did this against Tato in the group stage of this tournament. So this is not the first time he's done this. And in that game, he also killed the elephant with the drush and scout. So as far as preparation... Oh, Hera with the trap on Liereyy! Say goodbye to the scout! And Liereyy has got to be thinking, are you kidding me? I thought we were friends.
Hera's actually housed. He has 4 foundations down. But...
all right, that worked.
And now he's continuing the pressure of the berries. What do you think, like, about just getting early loom against that drush? If you see the score go up, what do you think about just clicking loom?
It's really hard. It's really hard to put the responsibility on Liereyy to say that he should know about the score, because there's so many factors with the scouting and, like, for all he knows, Hera could just be sending a scout across the map to lame, and then his score would go up.
It's 120 points ahead.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough, man. It's like, regardless, even if he gets early loom, it's such a good strategy. What would you have to do? Get loom, wall in your resources, and take all your elephants before he arrives at minute 4? I mean,
yeah, I guess you could just skip loom and go to the second step and just wall in your res. He just didn't do that in time, and Hera took advantage of it. Liereyy, he's still going up to feudal with 20 villagers. Yep. So it's not that bad considering what happened to him here.
Sure. And Hera, you have to mention, he did spend the resources on the militia, and also was a bit delayed with the efficiency on some of these res. Has sheep that he could still take and go for that. He's actually sending more vills to gold. Is he going to have a follow-up with more militia? Gold is a surprise. Maybe he wants to go for a range. What a start, Dave. My goodness.
Very much. And like,
Sveiki.
he can just keep pressuring those villagers on the zebra. Lierey's gonna have to bring him home. Can't even get that extra food.
What's interesting
It's so
about
messy
this
for Liereyy.
is that Liereyy could still go for reasonable scout builds. He's got 2 lumber camps. He's Frank, so he's been forging away with 4 villagers. He'll have the barracks. He'll add the stable. This, I thought, was GG at the start, but somehow it doesn't even look like Liereyy lost an elephant. Crazy.
Or a villager.
Or a villager, yeah. Maybe Hera had some idle time too, because he's 1 vill ahead.
I think that's the case. I think that is the case. Or maybe like, yeah, I think he had idle time.
Because he's 1 vill ahead. But actually, no, he's not ahead in vills, because Leary's going to have a vill
He's
and he'll
even.
even out.
Yeah, he's even.
Okay. Stable there for Liereyy. Now, they should have practiced these strategies together. Unless Hera went for the high IQ move of not practicing this strategy against his practice partner after seeing the brackets. But still hard to know, and Leary's still in this. I mean, talk about a way to start a game. Lame, vill kill, scout trap. If Hera wins this and wins the series, everyone's going to remember that right there.
I'm amazed, dude. I'm amazed that Liereyy has enough food to produce 2 scouts, spearmen, and keep up villager production.
Franks
It's
just
so good.
Franks get bailed out in so many ways. You've got the forge bonus, now you have the farm bonus.
Yeah.
You have the HP bonus, and then later, if the going gets rough, you go into cheap castles. 6 civ. And we're even now, after everything. And are you surprised to see Hera going for a range?
I mean, what do you want him to do? You want him to go scouts here?
That's true. He might not be able to afford it as Liereyy takes an unnecessary hit.
Against, like, better scouts from Franks?
Yeah. I'm also a bit surprised he didn't wall, because that's very Hera-like, but there's a lot to do here, and he certainly can't wall now with this many scouts out. So at home, Liereyy has a range already, so he'll prep skirmishers. And Hera housed.
Hera housed, yeah. Not too badly, though.
Yeah. All right, so what does Liereyy see? He sees both wood lines. He sees the Goldust forward. Dave, we haven't had to talk about the forward resources much, but they're very much an issue now for Hera.
I just can't get over the fact that Leary's in such a good position.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, dude. I thought he was dead.
Ooh. Okay, so Hera goes to hit the wood line thinking that Leary's not going to have skirmishers. Liereyy already has skirms. And Liereyy now will back up with the scouts. Now, I like the scout and skirm combo. Liereyy does have to be careful because Hera still has his starting scout on full HP. Looks a bit more normal as far as the grouping goes now. Liereyy at home on his hill, Hera running forward. Keep in mind that 2 of his 10 military is just militia.
Stable now for Hera. So 1 archer range, 1 stable.
I like the stable here because he has no answer to skirmishers at the moment. He needs more scouts, and he has the food income for it too. Wow. I'm almost more nervous than I was for the MrYo set now. I think it was the MrYo set which put me on edge a little bit to not know what to expect here.
Dude, I feel like these sets are just taking so much energy out of me. Like I'm already so hungry. I need sustenance, you know? I can't eat aged vampires. I would if I could.
Eat, sleep, drink AOC. Isn't there some old t-shirt out there like that?
Oh, I'm sure there.
Liereyy sees the stable and chooses to back away. All right, so 15 on food for both. Hera does have fletching on the archers, and look at this sneaky little raid, man. I think Leary's aware that it might sneak in, but he's still going to lose that villager.
Watch, he's focusing there. He's focusing.
Oh!
Ah!
Well, Vill's dead. Should?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Oh! Got hit on the ankle.
He zigged when he should have zagged.
Well, that'll get cleaned up. Hera runs in. Oh, this is going to be so good for Hera in terms of positioning and timing, but he's going to lose the archers and the spears, and he now runs away with his scouts. Worth it, though, I'd say.
Yep, and that's 2 villagers dead this game from Liereyy, but I think Hera's had, like, between getting housed and some idle time in Dark Age, like Hera hasn't really kept up the villager production the same as Liereyy has.
Also does not have horse color farms, which goes a long way. And also is not fully walled. And there's 5 relatively high HP scouts for Liereyy as Hera's base is wide open. This is... I know Hera can quick wall, but this is going to be difficult. Whereas Liereyy can just sit back and do whatever he wants at the moment.
Yeah, even with quick balls, that's just time that Hera wants to devote to other areas of the map, right? He doesn't want to be protecting his eco with quick walls. And here come the scouts. Hera, I think, knows they're back here.
Oh!
Tries to quick wall. And that Vil is super weak, but she's
Yeah.
going to live.
As you said, it's just time. Also, I love how Liereyy didn't get fletching. He didn't get fletching because he knew it would be too much of an investment for a unit he wouldn't need after seeing the stable. That was smart, and now you have Hera with 6 scouts. 1 is weak. Liereyy will likely back away, and I think both are thinking about Castle Age now. Oh, Liereyy on the hill. That's pretty even.
Not sure. I guess he does have the Frank scouts. Hera no bloodlines. So Liereyy thought he could take that. They got an even trade.
Yeah, as even as it could get, really. And they go in again, and it'll be 1-1. Okay. Wow, that was as close as it could be.
Both players with wheelbarrow here, and Liereyy about 80% of a villager ahead, while he's lost 2 this game. And now he's up to Castle Age. This is so impressive from Liereyy. I don't know how he's in this position.
I love how even the scout fight there was close. I think that's what the series is going to look like. Dave, let's talk gold positions for Hera. He did a lot in the early game. Okay, just rang the bell, which is to... It's come... Dave, explain it. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll
ring
explain
the bell because wheelbarrow doesn't take effect until your villagers drop off food.
Yes.
But if you ring the bell, that kind of like reallocates them, and then you can ring it again, and they go back to the fire, and it resets.
Yeah,
So
it's
wheelbarrow immediately takes effect.
a bug that was found a few weeks ago, and we saw Viper ring the bell, and now we've seen Hera do it, so they're very well aware. 2 stables for Hera, who does have archers. Liereyy... He added a spearman, which is interesting, but he's also going 2 stables. Yeah, I mean, the gold positions for Hera, back to my point, because I got distracted by the bell, are not so good. Main gold, pretty bad. Gold to the left and gold to the right, all exposed and next to hills. Do you think that Lierey's going to dive in for that weak villager that he knows is over there from earlier? Is he looking for her?
It. Yeah, she's right there.
No, she's hiding.
Yeah, she's in the corner.
Hera put her on the left side. That's amazing.
Oh, what? There's 2 goats there. That's why Hera was struggling. He didn't find those 2 goats.
Dude, he
on
has
the
them
left.
scouted. He just didn't take them. He does have them scouted.
So he didn't take them, and he was already down the food for the early drush. So that's probably why he couldn't keep up villager production at some point.
They're still there, so it's a bit weird to me how at some point he didn't send a Vil out there at the very least. Scouts fighting again, and Hera gets the better of the engagement. And the scouts will be important because you can expect monks to be out for both players. Hera with the annoying archers behind the wood line, as that's a very interesting TC spot for Liereyy. I feel like it's so exposed right now.
Yeah, but if he does get it down, he could secure that wood line completely. And he doesn't really have any other secure wood lines. Like the one on the right can be ranged.
Oh, that hurts
super
Hera.
easily.
These knights coming in on the gold. That villager will die. Also, a lot of control for Liereyy. So he can do what he wants behind this. He'll run
Just
around.
run around, try and snag villagers. You can't engage the army.
And he'll choose
now
to
he
back
dips
out. He's waiting for a monk, but the scout will go
He's
down.
micering against the art. Hera's being so annoying on the TC.
Yeah? Did he get 3 or 2 there?
He got 3.
3 villager picks. All right.
Yeah.
Well played, Hera. That was cute.
So good. With the skirms from Liereyy there, too. But Liereyy didn't have fletching.
Uh-oh.
So.
And now Hera is going to lose a monk. But in the end, the fight will be okay for him. I like Hera's... I like his control despite the gold. He continues to push these attacks from Liereyy away. Liereyy will be faster to the town center, though. So 2 TCs for the Austrian. Dude, if Hera didn't have that weak villager on the left, I bet you any money Liereyy would have sniped her by now. That's
She's
so,
just hanging
that's
out
so
there.
funny.
I'm not sure it's intentional either. I don't think
Maybe.
Hera would ever send like a villager that weak out to a woodline.
Yeah, maybe.
Lierey's running through with the knights. Can't find any weak vills under there.
Are we not seeing the difference between walls and no walls? Because Hera, who normally gets quite a few walls up, has no walls on the front, and he could be outnumbered here. This could be really bad for Hera.
Mm-hmm. He's gotta prevent Liereyy from getting on that hill near his goal somehow.
Oh, the skirms against the monks.
Yeah, Hera doesn't want to use monk juice, as MBL puts it, to convert a skirm. He really wants to get a knight here, and Lierey's taking advantage of that.
I think the monk cannot go for the conversion because of that, and there's 2 monks behind this for Liereyy, both of which might go down. But if Hera is not win this fight, I think he loses the game.
Monk is dead there from Hera. He can't lose control over this hill, and I think Lierey's taking it, man.
What? How did he come back in this game? He lost an elephant and a villager, and everything went wrong in Dark Age. But Liereyy...
Oh, he's in on the woodline now. He's in on the woodline with knights. Liereyy is everywhere.
Wow. He's all over him. He doesn't even have the faster working monasteries like Lithuanians have available. And yet he has more monks here. It's 22 military to 5. Yeah, this has got to be game. What a response from Liereyy. I thought he was dead at minute 3.
Just keep up the production from Liereyy. Don't lose your army and camp that gold.
Yep.
Hera has no gold options, man. Nowhere to go. And he's in on the woodline at the back. No, Hera quick walls.
It's a lot of focus on quick walling. And he actually makes a mistake,
He's
Dave. That villager might die in the end. And the GG's called.
Wow.
Liereyy wins that game. Wow.
It was so rough for Liereyy at the beginning. I thought he was dead. I could tell by the tone in your voice. You thought, okay, let's go game 2.
Yep. Exactly what I was thinking. I would be tilted. If that happened to me, I would be frustrated. Like, oh, you're kidding me. Like, Lithuanians need nerfed, blah, blah, blah. No. He still did it, Dave. He ended up in a secure spot with walls. Do you think that something we weren't focusing on at the time, because villagers and elephants were dying, was Hera's economy? Do you think it suffered because of the drush?
Well, that's what I was saying, man, because he didn't have those goats.
Yeah.
So that probably contributed to the fact he didn't have enough food to consistently produce villagers. And he was probably very distracted while doing that. So
I think that, as well as he got maybe housed a few times. Like, it just didn't make sense that they would arrive in feudal with the same vill numbers. And then at that stage, Liereyy played very well. And I got to bring it back to the faster castle age, adding a few skirms, but never getting fletching, saving the resources for knights, and also getting the monks out. Hera maybe could have walled a bit more. I mean, there's not a large gap between the houses and the monastery.
Well,
but
I mean,
I'm not
it's
sure if
super
walls
open
do
there
anything.
to begin with.
Yeah.
And like, if you're gonna wall there, you got to wall in front of the gold too. And Liereyy wasn't really giving him time. I think the one thing that with this map generation, it was pretty unfortunate for Hera, the gold spots, and he really needed an advantage going into Castle Age.
Sure.
Which he didn't have.
Yep. Yeah, even going into feudal age, he didn't have an advantage, which I guess he was hoping for with that build. But my, what a start. There's the KD for you. Liereyy goes up 1 game. Dave, you and I both think there's no way this is a sweep. Hera could easily tie this up and take us all the way back and forth to game number 5.
Look at that co-caster command. I'm the king of dad jokes now.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
By the way, mods, can we please have the title updated to say Hera versus Liereyy if it isn't already? It might be. I think I did it. It's apparently gang up on mods today. 11 finally noticed it is updated. Okay, cool. All right. I love you, mods. Yeah, it might be that some people need to refresh the stream, and then the title will be updated. Got it, Willis. No worries.
All right, we can take back our blame for the mods.
That's true.
Except Dux. Dux is a bit sus.
Yeah. Duck says, okay, it is time for a mod revolt. Type a 1 in chat if you would type a 1 in chat if you would replace all of the current mods if you were asked.
I'd toss Ducks in a second.
I love my mods, but if there ever was a revolt, I'd be like, I think there's a few others that might want to join in.
Ducks, just keep talking, man. You're just digging your own grave, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's funny. See, I'm making jokes. Dave is at least half serious.
No, I love Ducks.
I just, while searching for the players, I just typed Ducks. So thanks for that. Looking for Hera and Liereyy game 2. So, are we going to see anything out of the box again from Hera, or do you expect standard play?
Let's see. What civs does he have here? He has Vikings, Mayans, Slavs, Mongols, Burmese. I think we might see a Mongols pick from Hera here.
Okay. Now, he lost game 1 with his first pick. There's still a lot of other strong civs there. And Liereyy had his second pick, but it's the same difference. Frank's Chinese. Either one could be first. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that we're going to see Celts from Liereyy. Like, Celts or Vietnamese. I think he's going to go into a Drush, into Archers, and try and take some Dark Age control. Both of which might suffer against the Mongols, truthfully.
I think we might see Malians from him.
Yeah, we really don't have... We're guessing by feel at this point because we've seen these players enough, but we don't have any real intel on that. And if I'm not wrong, Dave, I think the game started.
Yep.
And you said Malians. Were you in the game already?
No.
Okay.
No. It's
All
just
right.
I've seen Malians picked second by so many players that draft them.
All right.
In this, it's like a trend.
Well, you've got it. A Hera in the blue. Wait a second. Yep, he was in the blue in game 1, so he's Vikings. And then we have Liereyy in the red. They're pretty far apart. The Vikings versus Malians. Even civ matchup. Big thing with Vikings is you have to have a map that you can wall up. That's also been the trend with Hera over the last 11 months. And while the gold sucks, it is wallable for him. A bit, anyways. All right, so Malians.
He's already walled his slumber camp at home.
What? What?
He's like, I'm having none of that.
Well,
I
guess there's a single villager on the opposite side of the lumber camp, and a scout could snipe that. But that is funny. Dave, I expect Hera and Liereyy to do a similar thing here. I would not be surprised if they both make an early barracks, make some militia, and then transition that into a fast feudal with a whole lot of ranged units.
Drush into archers? Really? For Liereyy?
Liereyy has pretty sick build with that. But
yeah, I know. He does it every
God, I didn't even sense the sarcasm. That's like the most obvious sarcasm ever. I didn't even sense it.
You're trying to like justify it. I'm like, I know, dude.
Sorry, it's been a long day. Yeah, and for Vikings, it's also really strong, so. I think also the secondary golds are better for Hera this time around, or at least as rough or questionable as Lierey's. Which civ would you prefer here?
It depends on the map. I'd say with this map for Hera, I think he can make it work for Vikings.
Hera, I wouldn't do this. Make it work. I wouldn't do this, buddy. I wouldn't do this. Oh, the villager goes down!
Oh, she did.
Oh, the scout also. Hera thought he lost his scout. Oh my god. Was that calculated? Did you see that? He thought it was dead, stopped, and oh my word.
Dude, he zagged. When he needed to zag, he didn't
That's
zig.
True. He didn't zig.
Perfect. That's unfortunate for Liereyy. So that's the second game where he's lost a villager in Dark Age.
Yeah, I guess if you won the previous game, losing a villager in Dark Age, you can win this game as well.
Oh, and look at what Lierey's doing. He's like, I can do that too. Nope. He's not going to lane?
Now, I think he knows how important scout HP is and scouting. And Dave, Hera, after going to a 3 HP scout, sacrifices scouting. He did not see the barracks. He did not see the resources. So he doesn't know that Liereyy already has militia coming forward. And Hera's now on the back foot. So guys, losing HP on that scout goes such a long way. And Hera might be in trouble
really
now.
Want to track the drush. If you know your opponent's drushing, you want to track it right from their barracks to your base. And just be aware of where it is at all times.
Hera's trying to go for a drush. Liereyy saw the Vil. It looks like he's trying to hide the fact he's doing this. I'm not sure what Hera's up to. He's not making any militia yet. Does he want to make a mining camp on this gold and he just didn't have the wood for it?
It's so weird that he took the 10 gold. I guess he knows if Liereyy like
scouts it.
If Liereyy clicks on the barracks, he could see where the garrison point was. So if he has no gather point,
no loom for Hera. No loom for Hera. One Vil should die here with proper blocking from Liereyy. Let's see if he can do it. Struggling so far.
That looks like host advantage for Hera.
Who can click faster? I feel like why could Liereyy not block in that situation?
It looked like host advantage.
Yeah,
Too.
I
Is
thought
that not
that
a
was
thing? Is that not a thing anymore? I thought it still was.
So it's been a thing for a while where whoever is host gets a blocking priority, but it seemed a lot better the last few months. I never got official word on that. Hera's just now adding militia, Dave. Oh, and there's
the
a
militia
hole.
in. There's a hole.
Wow, that's actually good for Hera. It's a free kill. Very sloppy stuff. Will Liereyy go up to the next stage behind this, or is he going to FC? What do you think about Hera's position? He had queued up militia, then he canceled the militia.
Very reactive. He's being very reactive to what's happening. He knows he did kill a villager early, so he knows that he's ahead in eco.
Sure.
Over Liereyy.
And also, you know, when he's in feudal, it might take forever, but when he's in feudal, he'll be at a better spot too with free wheel. There goes Liereyy. Yeah, this is the build I talked about. Very fast up the feudal, get the ranges up as fast as possible, and I think Hera's in big trouble.
Yeah, Liereyy, I think Liereyy is the best in the world at drush into archers.
Yeah.
For sure. He's just, it seems so unstoppable when he does it right. He's actually going to find these villagers out here too, which are pretty exposed.
I guess he's just resigned himself to the fact that now Hera's making militia. He had these queued 2 minutes ago. Why is he making them now?
It's so slow.
It's weird. It's like he's very undecided. He seems to... I guess this is threatening him more than he thought. And so he wants to clear this up so he can take his gold. Still not on the way to feudal age for Hera. Still not mining gold.
That's a ugly mining camp.
Someone in chat says, wow, this beats my usual plan of fast feudal into resign. Yeah, try it at home, kids. Also, full walls for Liereyy, so another game where he's secure despite taking a loss early. Nope. Okay, gold mining just now coming in for Liereyy, so he might go double range, which he can afford with Malians. And he takes the fight, and this is a better fight for him. Oh, man. How are you feeling if you're in Hera's position, Dave? He doesn't even...
It feels like the militia are just a waste.
Can't be the only person who is maybe expecting a stronger start for Hera. I mean, game one was an amazing strat, but after that, it was all Liereyy, and then here... Feels like all Liereyy, despite the Vil loss, as he micros against Hera again.
He's gonna take another militia? With all those villagers there? Liereyy, when you give Liereyy units, he just capitalizes on them so well.
It's funny to think that 2 years ago... 2 years ago, everyone's like, Liereyy needs to stop playing Dota. He hasn't done that, and we're seeing his Dota skills on the Age of Empires field now.
Like, he just punishes you for taking bad fights so good.
I can't really kill much. These are all weak units now, but he is distracting.
Archers are already on the field, coming across.
One range for Liereyy, which is a bit of a surprise to me, because he could have gone for 2 range, so he's going for the eco approach. And Hera will likely have walls up. So after all is said and done, both players made a few militia. And while it hasn't looked pretty for Hera, he's going to have solid resources. He is Vikings, and he's going to have slightly less ranged units.
Yep, and both players, like... It's not like Hera had a bad map here or anything either.
Exactly.
It's a decent map as long as you wall in front of your gold there, which is done. And now both players are completely secured.
And Hera wants to repair that. There's a scout there. There's a militia. He's trying. The scout's never going to attack. It's just going to act like it is. And Hera is a very weak villager running away. Look, like, this is the 2 HP scout.
Yep.
Type a 1 in chat if you would auto-scout this.
This is the punishment that Liereyy hits you with if you leave his military alive, even on 2 HP. He knows that weak villager is there.
Yep.
He's fully aware that that villager is there as Hera traps the militia.
3 houses, though, Dave. Could have been another range. Doesn't have that. He's sending everything over here. How many times have we seen Vikings fall behind, though, and still stay alive because of that wheelbarrow upgrade? It's sick.
There's a weak Vil on the farms, but 7 HP.
Yeah, too much.
So unlikely to take her. There's no weak Vils on the wood line. He's going to dipsy doodle around that spearman.
It feels unnecessary, but when you can do it... Oh, wait. No.
Yeah, he just waited.
Well, after
bit
all of this,
closer.
there we go. No,
Hey!
all right. Well, it does feel like the castle times are going to be very similar. So not what Hera would have wanted, but at least that's going to be the case here as he's playing defense. And there goes Hera on the way up. 1928. He's had better times, but he's also had more wallable maps. Fletching for Liereyy. No fletching for Hera yet. I like Hera's position a little bit more now, Dave, because of the castle time and because Liereyy invested in... No, he canceled fletching. Okay, he canceled it so he could click up. Smart.
Yeah, I think that's the right play. Like, what damage are you going to do with fletching here? You can always get it when you're on your way up to Castle Age.
One range production for Liereyy. It is one range for Hera. I'd really like to see him go for two range to take a lot of control as he builds another defensive market.
Wall,
I think this has been the plus side of Hera's play over the last 11 months against everyone who's not considered top 5 has been his defense. Against players who are top 5, I think it's a little bit too much defense at times.
Yeah, you can get punished for it, for sure.
But there's only so many players that can punish it. That's the thing. And there goes Liereyy on the way up. So talking bonuses now, Vikings do get free handcart in Castle Age. Hera will have the resources to get a lot of upgrades, and he'll have a lot of time, Dave. A full minute. As for Malians, Malian universities, they work 80% faster. So if Liereyy wants to commit to ranged units, he has that ballistics waiting.
He's going knights.
Yeah, I see that. So that's also an option for him.
And Hera is snuck out. Liereyy doesn't know that he's out here. And I think with this, Hera, you don't engage the army on the front.
He's going to market again.
Behind that.
He's going to go market. Yeah. I just smell the market. He's going to make a market here. And just wall it out and then go forward. All right, crossbow and bodkin on the way. Will Liereyy have the resources to make a lot of knights, Dave? It's going to be tough. Make enough knights to deal with these
He doesn't
crossbows.
have that many farms. He's only got 15.
Will Hera be able to defend? How good would it be for Hera if he could defend this and then also get a counterattack? And that's exactly what he wanted. He knows. He sees the trees chopped, but he's attacking the palisade. That's good
got
defense
some
from Hera.
skirmishers at home. So he should be fine. He's got 5 of them. I wouldn't be surprised to see Elite Skirm upgrade. Yep, there it is.
Market. Can we nerf the market?
Hera should play Saracens just for the cheaper market wall.
It's so amazing how wonderfully creative players are both in attack and defense. But Hera will be happy with the fact he never had to build a tower. He'll be happy with his eco, and he's definitely going to have a bit more control now.
He won't be happy with the fact there's about to be Elite Skirms on his crossbows in the back. And he forced some idle time, but didn't really do that much damage here, and now he's kind of trapped.
Yeah, both of these guys are massive micro nerds. Liereyy tends to have better micro, but it really depends, and I think Hera will be happy with getting in the minimum range of the skirmishers.
Yeah.
This is good.
Liereyy wins this fight, but Hera is definitely taking a really good trade here.
Yep. I think at the moment, Lierey's more worried about his crossbows on the front. Not the sneakiest with this, and Hera has time to run away, but now it's Hera playing defense yet again. Lion playing offense.
Hera getting ballistics early, but he's only got 7 crossbows.
All right, well, Liereyy, ballistics doesn't really matter when you're facing up against his units, so we'll see him out micro ballistics, I'm sure. Second TC for Liereyy. Ballistics will come in 35 wood. So while I like Vikings with their handcart and Hera's got ballistics already, this ends up being a very close game. But I'd prefer Lierey's position because he has armor on the way and elite skirms and ballistics and a knight or 2.
Yep, and 2 TCs.
Wow. So Hera's adding his town center now. I like how he prioritized military over the town centers first, though, because
this is trouble for Hera. Losing these crossbows, like that's a big investment. Ballistics and all those crossbows, and you're just gonna lose them like that.
And they're both on ballistics now, and they're both dodging ballistics now.
Oh my god, dude! What?
Why even research it?
They have ballistics. logistics.
Why even research the upgrade? Seriously, explain this to me. But
That's insane micro from Liereyy. Like, that was amazing micro from Hera, but the micro from Liereyy there was on another level.
also, this Lion is still chasing the skirmisher, and okay, update failed. 2 TCs versus 2 TCs, Dave. Hera on the back foot. Is there a hole there? There is. He sees it. And the Knights have to run away. I'm really trying to figure out how this game develops, because there's potential for both players to go for some Knights, but they're also
forward
making
siege
siege
from
and
Liereyy.
ranged units.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Lots of units.
I think Liereyy might want to pressure that main gold from Hera. It's very similar, actually, to the one main gold position from Viper in that first game against Yo.
Yep, and you see
like-
the units for Liereyy. He's camping the gold on the right and camping the gold on the left.
Yeah.
He knows where all the golds are. So Hera adding a stable, realizing that with a lot of skirms out, a few Knights might work. And that's true. And he also will look to clear up this force on the right, which he should do no problem. But Leary's now over on the left side. He did this to Nikov the other day. Small groups of units controlling the game.
I think the problem for Hera here is that he lost, like, he got the upgrades for his crossbows, but he doesn't have that mass.
Yeah.
He's only got, what, 13 crossbows on the field? He's about to lose another one to skirmishers?
There's so many areas he's trying to focus on right now. There's Knights knocking on the door. Maganel's knocking on the door. This is
Get on the
Viking
hill,
Eco.
attack
It
the
should be
market.
better than Malian's.
Or you can just attack that palisade wall, actually. Get the skirms in there. Get through the palisade wall. You can run around his base.
Dave, Hera has the Knights queued where he could win this fight. But he needs to wait a bit. He definitely has enough Knights queued there, where if he were to have them at the moment, he could take the fight. But he's on the back foot.
Liereyy has +2 on his skirms, too. This is a rough fight for Hera to take.
Good micro, though. And okay, now he's got to be careful, Hera. There's Maganels here. Don't forget about that. He backs away, and if Hera doesn't get the Knights here soon, he will be completely off of gold. I say that as he moves to the right gold to build a panic TC, Dave.
The pressure is just smothering
I know.
here from Liereyy. It's kind of reminds me of Yo a little bit, and Liereyy has 2 TCs behind this. Kind of house, just because he's producing so many units, but really impressive from him.
Also, now Liereyy has a monastery forward, so he can convert any Knights Hera sends out. He doesn't know about double stable switch. I'm still not sure if Hera has enough as Liereyy moves on to this hill.
I think he has enough to definitely take out the Mangonels. He's actually going behind with the crossbows. Has to be careful,
Oh, he gets
though.
the
Pay
monk?
attention to that.
The Monk's very helpful. He might consider taking the fight soon.
He can take out the stable, which would be really nice.
I don't think Hera will want to allow that. Similar to when Viper was playing against Yo, Hera has the resources. He's just got to spend it. And here he goes, Dave. He's got crossbows pretty far away from this.
Oh, kills 2!
Oh my
nice!
god. Oh! Hera should clear this now, especially with +2 coming in. The Maganels will go down. Hera micros. Hera splits. Defense can win games. That's Hera's forte, guys.
And now Leary's just going to trade the skirmishers against the crossbows. Try and get as much value from this as he can. I can't believe he attack rounded 2 of his own knights over micro much. Doubt would have never done that. That's all I can say.
That's true. Doubt would have never done that. And also Hera on 3 town centers, so has the Vil lead, sniping villagers in the middle. Man, this guy's defense is stupid. Like, this entire time, we're
It's
just
so good.
watching Liereyy pressure, and Hera just waits for his moment. The eco kicks in. Expect a lot more of this in this series, guys. And now Leary's got to depend on +2 knights, but he doesn't really have the economy for that.
Well, he's getting a lot of good hits here on the knights from Hera.
True. Can you go pikeman here? Like, do you need to go pikeman, or do you just go your own knights if you're in Hera's position?
I think he's answering that question for you right now.
Thinking like infantry switch because Liereyy doesn't have many ranged units out might be good. But why? It bothers me that Hera's not trying to push his advantage. He's just backing up again, and that's giving Liereyy an opportunity to send in some knights, and it's going to force a reaction.
The +2 is coming in from Liereyy. It's not in yet, but he's going to be into this woodline. Hera doesn't notice this yet. Oh my god. What? Hera?
Now he knows. That
That's
hurts.
a lot of
Yeah.
dead villagers. Unnecessarily.
Dave, that never happens if you attack after you win a fight in the middle.
Yeah, Liereyy has to respond. It was a bit passive from Hera, you're right.
And Liereyy now sending 2 knights, splitting it up, and looking to punish. I mean,
Punished so hard, though. Look, he splits his knights up on the farmers. He's going to get, like, another probably 2 or 3 villas here.
so unnecessary, but in the end, Hera still has more military. But that gave Liereyy an opportunity to add the 3rd town center and take control of this game again. Hera adds another TC. He's just going to boom under pressure. He needs to take a fight against the skirms now. I still like Hera's position more. I still like his unit comp more. He needs to actually fight. Try and take the fight to Lierey's base. Crossbow Knight Pikeman should devastate everything Liereyy has. Do you think Lierey's just waiting for the crucial map? Yeah, here you go. Huge fight for Hera.
Yeah, I don't know about Liereyy engaging here. He's pulling back good.
It's tough to justify adding your own pikemen when Hera has that many crossbows. Really gotta be just knights, and it's even tough to justify that with the pikemen. Hera has all the answers with this comp.
I love these 2 players, man. Villager count is
So
even.
fun.
Like, dead even.
I think it's about to change, because finally Hera's moving out across the map. He will clean this up. He has 30 military. Liereyy has less than 10. Liereyy doesn't have a response to this.
Nope. He has no military on the field. Just a few knights being produced, and suddenly pushed off the farms.
Yep.
Pushed off the stone.
Yeah, people asking me to switch the overlay. I'm not going to do that because Lierey's base is Hera's now. So we're going to keep Hera on the left. Because with this much pressure, I don't see what Liereyy can do. Hera's all over him. And Liereyy going for the same strategy as before, Dave. 5 knights, try and raid, hope for the best.
Yep. Well, I mean, if Hera's not going to push harder than this, he can get away with it, kind of.
Yeah.
He's building another stable behind. Like, Hera has no siege follow-up to this. Okay, here it comes. Villagers, and he's probably going to buy a castle.
He's 100 stone away with
Oh, no,
12 on stone.
Oh, he had to rebuild the market.
Oh, the trap!
Liereyy.
The trap from Hera! That's like
That's
the 6th
sick.
mark. Wait, is there a hole? No, there's
Nope.
no hole. So rip to those knights. And I don't think that would have even done enough for Liereyy. I think he knows now that he has little chance remaining to come back. That castle's going up. It's a desperate tower for Liereyy.
A tower that doesn't even range the villagers killing the castle.
Oh, the knights do, but still.
Oh, the knights are going to come around from behind.
It's a good swoop from the Austrian, but the knights in the front are going down. That castle is still going to go up, Dave. It's still over 30 military against just 10. Hera could even go imp behind this.
He's killing the villagers with the tower.
There's no way that's a down castle, right?
Well, I mean, Hera could just send 5 more right now
Yeah,
from his
yeah.
base, and it goes up.
Wow.
And yeah, Liereyy knows. Wow,
Bro,
what a
like-
defense from Hera.
Incredible defense. Now, he invited a lot of pressure, and I think that pressure, you can only withstand that pressure with Vikings. But Liereyy was all over him, and still he's like, oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get to the eco. I'm going to get to the comp. And my, that knight switch changed things for him.
Wow. Okay, game number 2.
Yeah.
You said it wasn't going to be a sweep. Not a sweep.
So Liereyy, throughout all that pressure, it's important to note, was on 2 TCs. Also, without Bowsaw, and of course not being able to compete with Vikings, Free Wheelbarrow, and Free Handcart. So Hera, he weathered the storm, and maybe if Liereyy had a few more knights and didn't Mangonel 2 of his own knights, it would have been better. I don't know, though. What a game. All right, I have to restart my game. That's true. We'll get into game 3 here, guys. I expect a lot more of that. That's the theme between the two. One person inviting pressure, playing defensive, the other being heavy aggro. Were there any mistakes from Liereyy there, Dave, or was it just that good from both?
I think it was just pretty good. I think Hera just used the Viking advantage and snowballed to victory.
Yeah, 6 Civ. And that's been banned quite a few times in this tournament. They chose to play with it. I think it was Khmer. I'll bring up the draft in a second, everyone. It was, yeah, Liereyy globally banned Chimera and Hera globally banned Aztecs. So, allowed
Infinity
Vikings.
Legends. That was the team name. Infinity Legends. I
Oh,
just
okay.
remembered.
Did
I
you
think.
just remember or did you look it up?
No, I just remembered.
I like how we pick up on the conversation we had between game 1 and 2, between
Nah.
game 2 and 3.
We don't need continuity here. That's not. No, we can have flashbacks. I don't know. Fast forwards, anything we want.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I will fast forward this time. Okay, so Hera, he had success with some walling and defense. He has Mayans available, a great civ for that. But if I were him, I'd maybe want to use Mongols here when it's all tied up.
CMMD. Our viewer record is 55,000 viewers, so
Oh, yes.
we're close. We're not quite there.
Yeah, you guys need to invite not only your moms, but your dads, your uncles, and your second cousins if we want to break that
Everyone.
record today.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the civs here. So I thought he was going to go Mongols that game, and I'm still sticking with Mongols for this game. And I think Liereyy, we might see Chinese here from Liereyy.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I feel like Liereyy with Celts would be very dominant, but I think you have to be hesitant picking Celts if Mongols are out there. Maybe you save that. But yeah, here are the civilizations remaining for both players, everyone. Liereyy on the left, Hera on the right. Maybe Chinese is the play. Your best civilization. Get the win. Put yourself 1 win away from winning the quarters.
Is AoE dying? No, AoE's not dying.
I guess
we're like, look at 2020, man. We've been off the charts. Oh my god.
I guess if you're new and you heard that this channel had 50+ thousand viewers before, that and now 10, that you'd think it's dying, but no way.
No way, dude.
No way.
It's been growing like crazy.
I still remember someone saying, haha, AoE's a dead game, lol, on a stream, which was the biggest at the time, 5 years ago, like 70 viewers. And I was so sad because I was thinking, no, I love this game. I love casting. I hope that's not true. Simple Pleb, thank you for the Twitch Prime or Prime Gaming sub. Pipensen, thank you for 2. Thank you to I can't say your name, sir. I'm sorry. Alderus, thank you for tier 2 sub. Wrath, I see you're lurking out there. Thank you for 39 months. Conciliano, welcome back. Nice to have you. Helm, LT Kramer. Also, hello to the names in chat. Hello, Raquel May. The real Raquel May is in chat. That's confirmed. What's up, Faust? I'm not, this is TMI, but after sitting here casting for almost 7 hours now, no more face cam today. It's a hot day in Florida. I've been sitting here all day.
Didn't even realize.
Dude, did you see what happened to my mustache last night?
No.
So
what happened?
I've been really proud of this thing, right? And last night I was shaving in the shower, which I do pretty frequently. And I just, out of old habit, shaved the middle part of my mustache with one swipe. And then I was like, no.
Please tell me you got rid of the other parts.
No, because I have the sub goal for the 24 hours.
Turn on the cam. I need to see someone screenshot.
Fine. But I warned you, it's warm in here. Look. I have nothing right here. I have like a hair. And I have to keep it. So thank God we have to wear masks everywhere we go.
Dude, I'm your friend. But that's awful.
I know, but I can't. I was legitimately upset. Like last night, as the game's about to start, last night we had plans to do something around the house, and my girlfriend looks at me and she's like, What's wrong? I'm like, I can't take it. I spent a month and a half doing this, and I have to keep it until we skydive. So, jeez. All right, are you ready, Dave?
Game started already.
I'm ready. And Hera did go for Mongols. Get ready for the lames. I will speed up. Get to real time.
Liereyy goes for Japanese here. In the third game, when you're tied 1-1, you're going for Japanese. Wow.
That's a surprise. Hey. Hera will be looking for rhinos or elephants, whatever's out there. They're both on the right side. That and/or sheep. Now, we've seen a lot of players bring in the hunt earlier when up against Mongols or any laming civ, and that's exactly what Liereyy does.
Yep, and his other elephant's pretty close. Hera's going to loop around and might actually find that. In terms of bases, Lierey's got a good one. Yet again, back berries, back gold. And
Yeah.
Hera has a nice woodline and wallable on the right-hand side, but his gold's, again,
Oof.
very exposed.
Yeah, kind of reminds me. I mean, nothing's going to be as bad as that one game Viper played in, but it does remind me of a few maps where we see those 3 golds in the
Hera
same
saw
spot.
the elephant and didn't take it.
Well, remember last game what happened when his scout was on low HP?
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to get that scouting intel instead, and I think it's good thinking from him.
Well, maybe he'll just scout the woodline here and then go and take it. He's found the wood, the gold, and the berries, so he's seen everything important.
Well, also,
Yeah, okay.
Liereyy noticed the scout waltz over there, so I'd be a little bit cautious about that if I'm Hera. Yep, and Lierey's just here to make sure that he can bring this in. Yep, no big issues. Hera,
Is he gonna try it still?
Well, Lierey's just
Oh
blocking
my
the
god,
elephant.
Lierey's blocking it. Oh my
Okay.
god.
That was well played from Liereyy and from Hera. 1-1, final quarterfinal. Oh! Hera's gonna steal? Hera's stealing the
goats.
goat. Oh, this is so... And the elephant?
And the elephant went back. Ugly start here. Hera being very, very annoying with his scout. Don't give them back. Oh, does he want to give him back to Liereyy and then kill him with the scout?
Oh my god, what a play! What a play if he does that.
He wanted to give him back and then kill him with the scout.
And you can only kill those if it's still within Lierey's line of sight. Otherwise, it would
Yep.
change to his color. That, I mean,
That's
of all the
so
things...
next level.
Next lever, baby. Let's go.
Because he knew, dude, he knew he couldn't, there was no way he's bringing those back across the map.
Yep. So it's very smart thinking. Now, again, what does he sacrifice? Scouting. So Liereyy has the barracks. Lierey's going to be adding some militia. Will Hera know this is coming? And we haven't even looked at Hera's base. What's his eco looking like? Yeah, probably just a scout build.
I'm surprised Hera hasn't taken the opportunity of any of these hills to get a good hit on Lierey's scout.
There was quite a few, yeah. Why? I'm trying to think about why. Okay, maybe there's a bigger hill? In the end, he
Bigger hill,
actually
more
does
damage.
have one. He has 38 HP, and it's 39 for Liereyy. The militia are coming.
I can't believe he gave back the goats to kill them.
That was-
As soon as he sent them to that woodline, I knew what was going to happen.
Of all the calls you've ever had casting, that was one of your best calls, too. Because you called it before I even realized that was a possibility.
Well, Liereyy might do the same thing to Hera here. Because there's 2 goats there. Hera's
Yeah.
going to find them. Like, Lierey's sending them. He wants to do the same thing, maybe?
Hera, you're going to lose your scout here. And Hera sees the militia, so yeah, Lierey's like, fine, I'll eat my goats. But Liereyy doesn't have good scouting of Hera's base. He doesn't even know what direction he is, so he's going
Dude.
the wrong way.
Wait a second. Those weren't the only goats Hera's missing. He's missing 2 on the left, too. This is the danger of
When you
going
lame.
forward with your scout as Mongols.
Yeah. The guy's laming, you know, there's always conversations about it, but there are negatives to it. It's lack of scouting, lack of scout HP. We're seeing both those things here for Hera. So down 400 food and on straggler trees at the moment. The guy might not even have food to make
And
scout stage.
watch, Lierey's going to kill these ostrich and zebra. He knows that Hera's Mongols. This is going to hurt Hera a bunch. Liereyy
think-
knows that he's down 2 goats as well.
I think Lierey's better off after all of this.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
assuming
Hera
he goes up
missing
to
4
feudal.
goats, dude. And he didn't push any zebra or ostrich.
Yeah. Also,
And
has
you're
no
going
clue what the
scouts?
follow-up is. A TC misses with 3 volleys. I don't think Hera can make scouts. He's making Dark Age farms pre-horsecollar. Yeah, this is not so good for Hera. Oh, this is going to be so close.
Hera wins. Never mind.
But he's about to be 1 hit away from killing that scout.
Did
There
that
we
not
go.
register, that first hit that Hera did?
He's on
Guess
3
not.
HP now, so that helps. Pay attention to Hera's eco upgrades, everyone, and the scout production. I think something's going to be lacking there. And Liereyy, it's pretty standard to have walls and then be on his way to feudal behind us. Wait a second. This might be Drush FC. This might actually be Drush FC territory for him.
I don't know if you've noticed, but every single game Liereyy plays, he doesn't push all the zebra and ostrich, and he always goes out to take them with three villagers.
Yep.
After a drush.
These are Japanese militia. No bonuses just yet. Liereyy blocking with the front militia. Again, there's got to be host advantage here.
Yep.
There's got to be. Whoever's hosting cannot get blocked. Yeah, that.
Good quick walls from Hera.
Good quick walls. It's crazy how many small things matter. But I'm looking back to Hera's base. Hera does have horse collar, Dave, but he cannot produce vills and scouts at the same time. This build could definitely work for Liereyy.
Huge food problems. like what, one scout?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Someone mentioning what a tower would do to Hera's woodline. Oh my god, yeah. It won't happen, but Liereyy will probably be on crossbows. Yep.
Both lumber camps denied, yeah.
It'd be even worse if it was crossbows, because they could sit in the one-tile choke. You couldn't do anything about it unless you had your own ranged units.
So can Liereyy FC off this? He's bringing the villagers in. They each have 32 food. He's got 5 farms, 4 on berries.
He's got about 150 food. No, I can't do math. 100 food coming in.
It's gonna be no. I think it's gonna be tough for him.
Well, if he can't pull off an FC with this, then it's pretty good for Hera, because Hera has all feudal age upgrades on the farms. Will catch up in food in no time. And Hera, at this point, he knows that there's going to be walls. I think he might have even auto-scouted with that scout, and he's just going to scout the whole map, and that's why the score's so high.
Yeah, not going to have enough food to click up right away, but his eco is certainly looking better than Hera's at the moment. And Hera is going to lose that mill if he's not careful.
Also,
can't market wall if you have no mill.
I actually think you could, but the militia attack faster now, Dave. Japanese bonus. Bit faster in feudal. Hera better watch out, and Castle Age will be even stronger. 30 food left on that bush. Dave and I are both waiting to see what the play is for Liereyy, who just is going fast castle, but it's not quite as fluid as he would have wanted. And rip to the militia.
Yep, but they've kept the scouts at home forever.
Yeah.
And it's given Liereyy time to wall his little... What is this? Like an olive? His base? Like,
An olive?
I don't know. It's like a peanut. I have no clue.
I mean,
it's just a weird little circle. He could have walled to the edge of the map, but
yeah. Let's just call it an MBL wall. Small walls will work out. I'd like to see a second lumber camp for Liereyy. Look at the golds. I hate that. Villagers bugging out. Make it, or mining camp, I meant. Make a second mining camp.
Some form of legume, perhaps. Some kind of chat. Thank you, Professor.
Chad, you're the best. So 2 ranges for Liereyy. He's getting double bid axe now, and Hera has 16 on food, Dave. 300 food, wheelbarrow on the way. Making skirms, but if it's against crossbows, I think he could have some real problems. Pretty passive stuff here. The roles have reversed a little.
Exciting start, but now we've kind of got walls on both sides. I want to see how Hera defends that gold and locks it down. He's really going to need to. He can't put a TC anywhere near that.
What's awful about the woodlines that he chose is if he wants to tower his gold at all, that means he cannot tower the woodlines. So he has to choose, and you almost don't want to tower at all because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
well, I mean, you are Mongols, so you need to go on stone at some point.
That's true. Yeah, and at least the stone is safe. Like,
yeah.
That is pretty rare for Mongols to have that in the back.
Look at Hera. Just like, I can't use my scouts for anything better. I'm just going to camp it out here.
Would have been so funny if Liereyy ejected all archers but 1 in each range out the back and then snuck out. But
well, with Mongol scouting, Hera can see that.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it too much. If I'm Liereyy, you just don't move out until you get your upgrades, which is pretty obvious. That's what he's doing at the moment. Here comes Hera with skirmishers, and Liereyy just saw the skirmishers were running forward.
Yeah, he saw the double range too, which is really nice for him. No night switch there for Hera.
Question is, did Liereyy see that it's a not elite skirm, but sorry, just skirms for Hera? Because if so, you do have to be a little bit. You have to think twice about moving out. the same time, once you get Bodkin, you probably want to move out and at least use your range advantage, and that will be soon, I think.
God, when does Hera click up here? Lierey's already adding a second TC.
Flaming has cost him in both
Yep.
games that he's tried it. It's funny how that
Yep.
works.
And he's already going on stone.
Also, he was never a massive lamer, but he has been lamed massively in some tournaments recently. So he's probably like, I should try that.
You mean Hidden Cup? Where
Didn't
he was
want to
lamed
specify.
to death every single game.
Didn't want to specify. He is on stone, though. I think that's a safe move. But what's interesting is he's not making any towers. He's saving the stone.
Oh, he finds the goats.
Woohoo!
That's good.
For those wondering why the score is so high, it's because of the scouting. You get 100 points for 10% of the map scouted. This is Hera's point of view as he loses the scouts. And look at the minimap, and then look at Liereyy. He's scouted a whole lot less. But 2 TCs before moving out with the crossbows, Dave. So more eco investment.
And
for
Hera
Liereyy.
preemptively towering his wood lines.
There you go.
So the wood, I mean, he hasn't taken the one at the back, which is interesting. And he's opted to put double tower at the front.
He's fortunate that Lierey's choosing to hit the wood lines because I guess he could split a bit, but he doesn't have a tower on the gold,
Well,
so
I don't think Hera can push up the hill to that gold yet. Or sorry, Liereyy.
yeah, maybe.
With
There's
the
a lot of
skirmishers
skirms.
there. Yeah. Killing the camels.
Come on.
And
Hera's
now
just
the
killing
skirms
every
are
animal he
just
encounters.
paused.
Yeah, you can try to play this game, but until you get a lead skirm, it's pretty difficult against Liereyy.
I think he's just buying time at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually managed to pick one because he's got 2 less range than Lierey's crossbows here.
It's a lot of units. I wonder if Lierey's thinking about a tech switch of some kind. Siege comes to mind, maybe some knights. So what, he's killed camel, goats, elephant, all without eating it in this game or this series.
If he could kill a bird, they'd be dead too.
He needs Britons for that.
Elite skirm right away.
And
from Hera.
armor.
It just save the numbers. Save them now.
So he's going armor, and what armor does is it means the crossbows do very little damage, but it also gives him less range. So it's a nice move here for Hera because he can actually force engagements a little bit more while killing less. It should strike fear into Lierey's heart.
Dude, I think Liereyy just assumes it's walled on the left-hand side. Like,
It's
he
true.
saw the palisade kind of continuing into the distance and assumes that it's fully walled for Hera when it's not.
Oh, their camel goes down. You know what? They're doing that because the camels will move if you're next to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
+2.
Liereyy will see the armors in, and he will not be happy about this. He is adding a stable at home, Dave, but this could be amazing for Hera if he can catch all these crossbows out. Bodkin and +2 defense.
Bunch of weak skirms in there, though. Bunch of weak skirms in there.
Say goodbye to the crossbows. Don't you think Liereyy should be running here?
I think he wins this fight, dude.
I guess he does.
Well, not with the knight coming in behind. Not with the knight coming behind. Okay,
The
Liereyy, now it's
Knight's
time to bail.
weak. That was what was the KD in that fight? Like even?
Yeah, it was even.
I don't know. It was a tough one to call, and both players felt like they could take it. Just very rare. Hera's got to know he's a bit vulnerable here now if knights come out. And I guess Liereyy will run back into his base and be patient.
No ballistics for either player yet, right?
Yeah, also no second TC for Hera. So bigger eco for Liereyy, and I also feel as though Lierey's going to take full map control once the knights come out.
Siege Workshop forward for Hera, you think? What's going on with these vills? Town center in the middle of the map.
What the? I
Man,
guess.
he's really struggling with these hills.
And here come the knights. And yeah, those knights alone will clear out all the skirms, and Liereyy could just run back forward if he wants to. Like, why is Hera making knights against crossbows with no upgrades? That's weird.
I don't get it.
Makes sense in Lierey's position, but to make knights in Hera's position against this many crossbows?
And it's
Third
not like
TC
like
for Liereyy.
Hera doesn't even have any on stone. It's like he's only got one on stone. It's not like he's waiting for a castle to come up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, at least move out with upgrades if you're in this situation, and Liereyy will just happily run away with his crossbows as the skirmishers are slowly dying. I have to question that one. This is a weird one with the score right now, because in my eyes, Leary's way ahead, but because Liereyy doesn't have the scouting, he might not realize that.
Way ahead. 10 villagers ahead, and now a TC ahead as Hera just now gets his second TC.
And comp, too. That composition, so much stronger. Hera will add a monastery. I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to have the luxury to use many monks if the crossbows stay alive. But Hera does have the hill. He's got full upgrades on the skirms. He's getting scale barding now on the knights. And he does have more knights on the way, Dave. No ballistics yet.
Tempting to put a monastery down. It will successfully go up. But he's going to get pushed back from this hill again.
Yeah. It kind of was expected, but at least he has equal knight numbers. And a few of these are weak for Liereyy. No +2 yet. Just now husbandry coming in.
Dude, Japanese are doing work here.
I know.
Lierey's making them work.
But I just can't help but remember every time Hera's in this position. Like, Hera's so good on the back foot. He's so good defensively.
Another monastery.
Wait, from who?
You want to go from Hera? You want to go double, or maybe he's just replacing the one that he knows is going to die.
That's probably it, yeah.
But like, you're going to go double monastery against Liereyy, who still has how many crossbows alive? 16?
Lierey's got to be really careful he doesn't undermake military now.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of crossbows, but the second Hera gets +2, and Hera's getting chain barding now, these knights suddenly become a lot more of an issue.
I feel like Liereyy can just keep producing military and keep producing vills at the same rate, and then just go up when it's convenient to him. There's no pressure on him at the moment.
Also, a few upgrades. Like, I think ballistics matters a lot now. Not necessarily for Hera, but certainly for Liereyy. Liereyy and Hera both housed at the same point, so I guess they're creating so fast. Actually, Liereyy deleted a house somewhere. Okay, they're going to sort that out, no problem. Also, remember, Hera is on stone safely. If he gets to Elite Mangadai, Japanese can really struggle there, so...
But Japanese early Imperial is pretty
much
scary.
better. Yep.
Yep.
Man, with ballistics, like 5 more villagers would have died at Hera's base. Only 7 on wood for Liereyy. Wow, he's got a lot on food and a lot on golds. 3 stables.
41 on food at this stage of the game. Ooh.
Hera just holding to his hill, healing up his knights. Both the healing and the conversions could go a long way. He's got a TC next to the university, so he's thinking about ballistics. We're about 10 skirmishers, nothing crazy. And, oh, there's an overchop at Hera's woodline. Hera sees it immediately. Wow.
Yeah, good attempt there from Liereyy, but great quick wall from Hera to deny that. Now Leary's just going to go through that palisade wall, even though there's a gigantic gap to the right, but that's better for him to push through.
Yeah, and Liereyy tossing away some knights there. Might be 2 in the end, and the units just stop, so that's convenient. Convenient for Hera, anyways.
4th TC from Liereyy on the stone now.
And big fight here. Such an awkward position to fight in, but I feel like this entire time...
This is better for Liereyy.
Yeah, it's been for Liereyy.
The skirmishers that counter the crossbows are forced to go into the
Surprise!
TC. Hera ejects them on the other side, which is great, but now they're in the path of the knights.
Yeah.
However, he is clearing up the knights on the other side from Liereyy. Liereyy just needs to get out of here. Just stop. Quit while you're ahead.
So hard to break Hera's defense. He is 20 vills behind, but Hera has more knights on the front currently. Whether it's town centers or towers or walls or markets, Hera's found a way. Dave, he wants to take care of the crossbows. He deletes the monastery.
I still think this is decent for Liereyy here. How many knights does he have? How many knights does Hera have?
Yeah.
Crossbows have all been wiped up, but Lierey's production is coming forward and is going to trade effectively here.
Yeah, and the 2 knights on the gold is going to hurt Hera just a bit. Yeah, that was pretty close. Look at how many weak knights Hera has.
I think that was... Dude, I think Liereyy should have left earlier in that fight. Because now he has no crossbow mass. And what are you going to upgrade immediately when you get to Imperial? Usually with Japanese? is your crossbows into Arbalest. I don't think going Cavalier is a long-term thing here.
What's really funny is Liereyy, his problem, if you could say he has a problem when he's top 5 in the world, is sometimes he has too much of an itch to fight.
Yep.
And then Hera sometimes is too defensive. So it's the perfect clash of players. Again, so many weak knights there for Hera. I think
He's
Lierey's
going to snag the relic. Grand Theft Relic.
There he goes. That'll be the first collected for him too, Dave. And Hera could drop a castle soon. Maybe that's it. Maybe Hera wants to drop the castle on this hill, and Liereyy doesn't want to allow that.
Be a good position for him. But like Liereyy could have just hung around with the crossbows. He didn't have to dive under the TC with it, right? I think that might have just been overconfidence, like you said. He just wants to fight. Oh, the knights blocked the monk. Come on, man.
Looking at the economies, Dave, and while there was a long time there where I felt like Liereyy is ahead, I'm seeing it in eco. I'm not seeing it all that much in military right now, at least until Pikeman comes in. He's going for that as we speak.
He did manage to wipe up the majority of the skirmisher numbers for Hera, and Hera's no longer producing. Only knights at the moment for him. So Pikeman, great switch here from Liereyy, and obviously Japanese Pikemen are super deadly. I love the fact that every time Liereyy has a main army, he splits off like 2 or 3 knights to go do some raiding. Like, look at where their waypoint on those knights is, right to that gold.
And I love the quick walls from Hera, but realistically, Liereyy wants to fight against this main force. And he'll have the option to. I would be so stressed out of my mind.
Into the gold. Here
are
are the knights.
Hello. It. He's actually set waypoints to go to the main gold. But that works too. There's still villagers there. Hera has a few skirmishers. I don't like the start to the engagement for Liereyy. Oh my god.
I don't like it now for Hera. And Lierey's going for the castle. They're fighting over who gets to put a castle there, and it's Liereyy first. He killed a bunch of villagers with the knights. He's going back out to that other gold. And now he's just buying time for his villagers to make that castle. And Hera's coming out with a castle of his own. What's happening?
They're both banking on winning the fight. And both players committing. Hera more so because he has to. And Hera is sending more villagers to build this as well. Hera's at 12 knights. He's at 10 knights.
Lierey's sending the barn too. More villagers coming forward.
And it's an even fight. In an even series.
Lierey's going to get his up right before Hera's, I think, but it's going to be so close.
Yeah. Well, now what?
Well, I mean, now Liereyy killed like 10 villagers on the gold, and he wiped the army under that TC, and all the villagers are idle in that. So definitely advantage Liereyy, but holy.
Yep. And Hera has to deal with that, so he has to continue to produce. Liereyy could eventually...
Petards!
Who's making petards?
Liereyy.
What?
I think he's sending the waypoint out to this side, so I think he might want to kill that TC, actually.
No, I think he just doesn't... I don't know, but I'm surprised to see petards. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, the waypoint's no longer there. It's inside. Okay. So he just had the waypoint on the opposite side for no reason.
All in Castle Age, then. I mean, it's getting pretty close to it for both players, but why stop producing knights when you're already ahead? I think one thing Lierey's missing, Dave, is a switch to the right. There's so much over there. He's never focusing on that. That'd be huge.
Yeah, he's still producing knights now. Just started it back up again. I think also, Tristan, I think he needs to scout a little bit more. Look at his fog of war.
And then look at Hera's.
Lierey's a little bit tunnel vision right now.
That can definitely get in your head too when you see the scores this close. You think, uh-oh,
yeah,
this is even. I'm not 40 villagers ahead.
He's going to take out this castle with petards, for sure.
And then Hera will be castleless, except for maybe on the right side soon. He's got so much stone over there. Again, Liereyy just didn't scout it.
Hera tried to trap those knights. Didn't work out for him.
That's one of those plays that I don't feel like is worth it at this stage. Because you've got so much to save. Like, now you've gone for a stylish play, and you're taking losses.
Here comes a ram, and the petards are going to come out at the same time. This castle's down. The tower's denied that Hera attempted next to the TC.
Let's go. Petards in a competitive game to finish off the game.
Boom.
Here come the blowy boys. I thought you were going to say I want you in my room, but
no, I was. I don't want petards in my room. That's a hazard.
Yeah, that's fair. And there goes Liereyy on the way to the Imperial Age. Oh, uh-oh. Hera, this is the first time Lierey's gone over here. This would end the game.
Oh, he didn't see it. Does he see it now?
House
Hera
wall,
with the quick
house
walls.
wall, market, something,
Got
house
him.
walls. Nice.
Got him.
Okay. But that's just a target for any trebuchets that will be made. Dave,
Leary's
something
on the way
you
to him.
pointed out is Hera builds a very weird TC at the bottom. Why would you TC there?
It's just, dude, it's all these hills, man.
Yes.
He can't TC anywhere else.
That's true. I mean, I guess he didn't scout. No, he scouted the left. I don't know. But anywho, the only problem I see right now for Liereyy, as he's still knocking on the door with knights, is that he doesn't have...
switch?
Yeah, the tech switch. Like, you don't want to go Cavalier with Japanese. That's the only thing.
I think you can at this point, though, when you're this far ahead. I mean, the score is still deceptive because he hasn't scouted.
Yeah, true, true.
But, like, he's been constantly killing villagers. The Mangadai numbers just aren't there for Hera yet. He can even go... Okay, he's building up crossbows again, which is good.
Yep.
He could even go, like, Skirm Knight, and he'd be fine.
Hera did, at one point, have a lot of farmers, but he doesn't have them any longer, and he's still
Bye-bye, Stone
losing
Bills.
vills.
Bye-bye.
It's worth it if you're not upgrading these to toss them away for some Vill picks. 40 Vill lead, but 150 Vills for Liereyy. He's getting to the point where he's got to slow down a bit with that.
Hera's going to the stone on the left-hand side.
Ooh.
Liereyy can't punish because he doesn't even know it's there.
And he can't punish
Finally-
the TC either.
Finally scouting a bit with some light cav.
Oh, I'll actually see the edge of the TC, I think. What? Dude, if Hera comes back,
It's scouting.
it's all scouting. Yeah, there's no way Liereyy should ever lose this game. But if he were to expand as he places an outpost here, he would have never allowed Hera to do what he's doing here. Is Hera ever going to have the eco to up? Not so
Well,
sure
Leary's
about that
making
one.
an outpost. He sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Sees it's there.
Hera buys food. They've only 28 military for Liereyy.
I can't believe Hera's got 122 villagers right
I
now.
know.
Leary's killed like 50.
Liereyy should probably be on the golds with the Arbs at the moment.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Seems
stopping
like-
him from doing that.
The tech switch for him was a bit slow to go back into the crossbow numbers, but now that he's got them, Hera's going to be in big trouble.
I agree with you on that. But if Hera can hold on to extra golds, I mean, Hera's going to have 2 castles soon. See if he can keep them up. Mangadai
Here's
and
still
Hussar
raiding.
could do it here.
Yeah, Leary's still raiding though. Like he's hitting the wood villagers that are forward from Hera. Hera is just constantly producing vills, trying to keep his eco in check. And Leary's just going in with these arbalests, gets hit by the mangonel.
In the end, I guess the trade will be okay there, Dave. He's got a lot of weak ones. Was that a delete from Hera? I was too busy looking at the raids.
No, it was it just died
It's just-
instantly because it was right under the arbalest. So
Oh,
it got the
okay.
shot.
But still, the trade much better there for Liereyy, and Liereyy wins that game. I am both impressed with the nonstop pressure from Liereyy, the way he adapted to another lane, but also how Hera survived. There's no way that we're not going to a 5th game at this rate. Hera hung on there for so long.
Yeah, and Liereyy making the Japanese work, making them look really good here. But Hera kind of, you know, he was behind from the start because he went forward and didn't scout like his 4 goats.
Yeah.
And that really, really hurt his eco. He couldn't go into the scout numbers he wanted. He could only produce 1 early. And Liereyy just had free reign to wall his base and make his way to Castle Age.
Liereyy, the only player today, like this is the last quarterfinal in King of the Desert 3, only player to draft Japanese, much less play with them, and win with them against Mongols. Impressive. 163 kills for Hera. The KD was pretty even. He took some
Look at
great
the
defensive
eco, though.
fights, but wow.
Yeah, huge difference on eco.
It helps when you have a Vill high of 158. Oh my god. I mean, if that game continued, he would get to a point where he banked so many resources, he would start deleting villagers by the dozen. Wow. All right. So, Dave, we knew this could go either way. We know that both of these players could be competing for the final, but they meet in the quarterfinal. It's 2-1 for Liereyy. He's been here before. Hera's also been down 1 game to Liereyy before. How does Hera respond? Does he lame this time? What civ does he go for? Give me your thoughts.
I think he goes for Mayans here, right?
I would say the same. If you go Mayans, though, Liereyy has Celts.
Yeah, Liereyy
And
has
Chinese.
Vietnamese too.
I think Liereyy saves Chinese because it's a good overall civ and goes for kilts here. That would be my guess. It's pretty funny how, or not funny, but it's fascinating how Hera lamed in the 2 games that he lost, and in the game that he won, he played standard. Like, even MBL had said that he doesn't feel like he plays as good if he lames in tournaments.
Yeah, I feel like, but that one game, like Hera tanked a bunch of shots from the TCU, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was just a bit of an execution error on his point. Like he did lame a villager. He did kill a villager from Liereyy.
Yeah, I think normally the execution's better there. It's a lot to do. I feel like either in Dark Age, it's very calm with these two, or it's 10 things happening at once with no in between. Vietnamese versus Slavs. That's what they're saying. Really? I mean, Slavs should be better than Vietnamese if that's the case. I think they're about to start, Dave. I think Hera should save Mayans just in case Celts comes, because that can be a really tough matchup. I'm still loading up my game, so we'll find out in a sec. Hey, Jay, thank you for the Prime. And Brab and SP Sean, thank you for coming back with the subs. You guys are awesome. Chat, let's keep it going. To have 10,000 people here locked in, ready to go is exactly what this tournament's all about, and it's Mayans versus Celts.
Uh-oh. Didn't save the Mayans. He went with the Mayans like I thought, and Liereyy calling it out, going for Celts.
They are really close, so it makes a fast castle less likely for the Celt player, if that's the danger. But this is a matchup that tends to be pretty tough for Mayans. If they go for plumes or archers, the siege is there for the Celts. And then also that switch into the Woad Raider could deny the Eagle transition. All on the line for Hera. He has to win this or he's out of King of the Desert. But Hera's also a beast with Mayans.
Yep.
He's a beast with Mayans. He has favorable gold and stone positions. And if he wants to lame, could use that eagle to go forward and do so, much like MrYo did a lot, or tried to do previously today.
Remember to speed up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not used to being behind. These guys are, there we go. They're starting so early.
So, Liereyy has, I don't want to call this a decent map, because the berries are forward on a hill. The gold is like in a semi-secure spot, but like look at his wood options.
Yeah.
Very limited. Very, very limited. Whereas Hera, pretty wallable base for King of the Desert generations. He has tons of wood options and a back gold. The only risky part is the berries that are super forward.
Yeah, but I think the crucial areas for him are all wallable. I think Hera needs to wall in Dark Age before the militia come forward, if that is indeed the choice for Liereyy. Like, if you wall with one Vil, I know MBL would, pretty soon on that right side, it makes the rest of the game so much easier with those resources protected.
Dude, MBL would be fully walled already.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, it's 3:15. Maybe it's 4:15.
4 minutes.
Yeah. Let's not exaggerate, Dave. He probably hates us right now.
No, he loves it. Did you see how happy he was after that win?
Yeah. Hey, if it works, man. There's a lot of players who try and wall and get punished for it. MBL hasn't been yet. What did we talk about when Liereyy smashed Nikov yesterday, Dave?
Liereyy... What did we talk about? A drush into archers. That's
Yeah.
all I remember. Every single game.
That's all I was going for, so...
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I was worried for a second. They're both scouting the other, like the wrong area of the map because they're so close together. But yeah, I expect a barracks at some point from Liereyy. And he'll use the power of the Celts to take control over the game with the speedy militia. I think 1 out of every 10 spawns, players are smushed over to one side with this gen, for this map.
It's certainly gotten better. Like the maps on a whole have made this tournament pretty interesting. Most players struggling to full wall with the notable exception of MBL.
Well, the group stages, I was worried because there were a few really bad maps.
But they redid it. They took the feedback and they redid it, which is very commendable.
Yeah, I don't know if
been
Krasinski's
really
listening, but I think the map, they've done a good job. There's only one exception, that one map earlier today in the MrYo series, and Liereyy!
Liereyy! How? Okay.
okay, if that's me, my scout's dead on the second
Yeah.
volley. How does
Yep.
that... What does he know
He's-
that I don't?
Dude, he zagged.
He didn't even zag.
He zagged. I saw it.
I am shocked. I'll have to ask him later on as he does add the barracks now.
No, he zigged? No, dude, that was a total zag. That was not a zig. I disagree.
Dave's next YouTube video will be the difference between a zig and a zag in Age of Empires.
No, it'll be a tier list.
Tier list of zigs and zags.
Zig and zags. Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, I'd be interested.
You'd watch.
I definitely would. You're the only YouTuber I have upload notifications for.
Yeah, you smashed that bell, dude. You smashed that bell.
Oh god. I mainly do it so I can leave a trolly comment because I'm like that, but okay, Liereyy, no Dark Age Militia, Dave. Looks like a man-at-arm builds. And Hera walling up as he should, but he has the time to do so. Good stuff for both players, I'd say, but Hera will be very happy that there's no militia at his base right now.
Yes, indeed. And Liereyy, you know, subverting our expectations here, not going for a drush.
Oh.
He's up.
Oh,
and
zig.
Hera's in to the TC.
Is he going to zig or zag? He's just zig?
He's going to zag here.
He zagged?
And he's going to run
Oh,
right into
the
the scout.
block!
Yep.
Wow, that block was sick from Liereyy. He zigged when Hera was zagging. It's called the zig counter. I could have
now-
been better, but yeah.
4 HP scout is going to do a lot of work for Liereyy. And look at the walls here from Hera.
Yeah, man. I mean, why not? You are going to be delayed with your military. Hera is on his way to feudal now, and oh my god, there's a hole. And Hera spotted it. Oh, he's so fortunate that Liereyy found that with the scout and not the man-at-arms.
Leary's going to be looking for weak vills now. I don't think there is any in Hera's eco. Can't snipe any of those, but he can get some valuable information, such as how much Hera is walled and whether Hera's on gold.
Yeah, and until now, he didn't even know where that gold was.
Yep.
Whoop! 1 HP
He's
scout.
alive.
And Hera's running forward. So is Liereyy. Wait a second. How many units does he have right now? 1? He made 1.
Kid, have love.
1 militia. I know that Hera's walled, but I don't like that.
He made 2. 3.
What? Where?
They're coming across the map, dude. Oh, you're talking about Liereyy. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Hera.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
was really
I was
confused.
like, are you blind? What? What's going on? But he's going into double archer range here. I think he stopped making militia as soon as he saw the walls. from
Yeah.
Hera.
I mean, we'll see how it plays out. What I like about going man-at-arms anyways is it forces a reaction from Hera. Now Hera doesn't have to react, and Hera can run in towards Leary's base. As far as I know, Liereyy did not scout the barracks, Dave. This could be devastating.
Well, he's going to find out right now. And Hera, with Hera Micro, he's probably getting a villager here.
Should. And now Liereyy... Okay, so now talking about the blocking. Oh! Rip! It looks
That
good.
was almost so good. I don't think Liereyy thought there was an extra tile between that wall and the middle there.
Well, Man-at-Arms worth it. Militia, a waste. Sorry, buddy. Hera will be happy with this, being down a game to gain a Vill lead when you start with an extra Vill. Oh, there's a weak Vill there! Liereyy, why is there a weak Vill here?
What?
Free kill!
Why are you not quick walling?
I don't understand what's happening with Liereyy at the moment. He could lose another one.
Nerves? Is it nerves? He's gonna lose another one.
What? The player, we have such high standards for the players, and something like that happens. My immediate thought is, did he disconnect?
Well, he's
He's
not
moving.
disconnected with this micro, that's for sure.
So unlike Liereyy there, after how the series has gone, and look at the Vill difference, Dave. Hera's got
Casual
a clear
6.
lead.
A casual 6 villagers, not too much to write home about. Actually, it's huge. It's massive.
Yeah. Hashtag scripted. They want the game 5.
Yep.
They just
And look
had
at
an
the
agreement
walls.
ahead of time to do that.
Look at the walls from Liereyy. Huge walls coming down.
Yeah, and on the bright side for him, he's got a lot more military, and Hera doesn't have a very strong follow-up, which has been the theme. But also in his win today, he was very defensive with a good eco sieve and played into ranged units, which is what he's doing now. Why not when you have that big of a Vill lead? Every single mistake is punished, Dave. Hera had a hole in his wall earlier, but he spotted it. That could have been something that was punished.
Out love.
Gotta clamp down, and you've got to scout too. I'm just waiting for Hera to show us a bit more, as he's thinking of maybe a few eagles. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
When Liereyy goes double range, the production is just so insane, and like the pressure that he puts down, like hitting the wood line, hitting like 4 areas of that wall. Hera feels like he has to respond, but now Liereyy, on the way back to his base, he's got the walls up. It's given him the time he needs, and he's just gonna build up until he can click Castle Age, I guess.
This is... I feel like this is just typical and perfect for Hera. He goes 1 range investment, so he invests less in the military. This time he killed a lot of villagers, and so he can go for less investment and defend, and then go up to Castle Age with a stronger comp. As he will make a 2nd range and just patrols. No reason to go aggressive after he's done that amount of damage.
Liereyy lost his scout, but the militia is taking over. We're about to see auto militia here.
Kid.
Right? And here comes Liereyy running forward, just now getting fletching an upgrade Hera already has. If Hera snipes the archers in this group, he's more than fine having the 2 eagles out. I think he is just not sure how much Lierey's going to send forward. But just passing.
Hera's not going to spot that, but there's no way in for Liereyy on this side.
Yeah.
But then again, there's no way in for Hera except on the far left.
Look at the food count. If Hera defends, as he runs forward, this could be tough. But if Hera defends, he will definitely be in Castle Age faster. That's a lot of archers and skirms.
Kid.
I like how Liereyy splits them up, puts the archers closer to the wall so Hera can't wall behind. Very nice.
Hera...
Market, maybe?
Yep, he wants the market. He could do it. I think he might be waiting, so this is smart. He wants Liereyy to stay here as long as possible.
Yep.
So he waited. Now places the market. And now his army is closer to dealing with this. I guess he could use the market too. He's actually completing it. In game 2, we saw 8 markets before Castle Age.
Okay, Hera, be careful here. If you take a really bad engagement, could be not great for you.
Yeah, and he actually will just run back with his tail between his legs.
That's the right decision.
Back into his
That's the
base.
right decision because Liereyy can't come in here.
Yeah. Good play from Hera and good all-around pressure from Liereyy to recover. Dave, I feel like Celts are the ultimate comeback civilization, especially against archers. If you have that siege and you have these numbers, there's always potential. So Hera's got to be really careful to not skimp on military numbers.
Yeah, especially if Liereyy goes forward with a bunch of aggression in Castle Age, which he might do, like a couple forward siege workshops. Could be devastating.
Does Hera continue with ranged units then? I'm surprised he's not making eagles here. Like, is there something more he can make?
I feel like if he's gonna make eagles though, you do it once you're in Castle Age, right?
Yeah. Maybe he makes that transition. But right now it's a build into just 2 ranges and fast ballistics, lead skirm crossbow. Oh, it seems like anyways.
Does Liereyy not realize that the left side of his base is completely open? He's like double walling that area.
You know what? He lost a scout too, and isn't the militia dead? Or the militia's forward.
Kid.
Militia's going in.
I think this might be a situation where Hera just assumes it's fully walled though. He'd probably sooner attack the palisade walls to the left of the barracks than run around. But yeah, that's wide open there. Yeah, Liereyy just now clicks up to Castle Age 2315 versus 2147. Hera's fine. I'd like to see Hera get out in front of whatever Liereyy might make, which is siege in some capacity, but he can boom, he can get the upgrades, and he's benefiting from the awful mistakes from Liereyy in the feudal age.
I love the 2 archers in the north from Liereyy. At some point, those are going to come back and be annoying and sit on that wood line.
Yeah, they'll probably come down, but it's interesting how it's 2, you know? Like, did he calculate this? Is 2 the number?
I don't know.
Liereyy sees Hera's military. Oh, this is the time.
Yep,
fight
this
to be
is the
taken.
time for Liereyy to engage, but Hera's cutting off the reinforcements. Liereyy, pay attention.
So I thought it was going to be ideal for Liereyy to take a fight that early, but in the end, he lost more. And Hera will run away with his crucial numbers before the upgrades come in. Lierey's got to buy some time and then some here, Dave, because these upgrades, Elite Skirm takes forever to come in, but it counters everything that Liereyy has.
Yep.
Some
Gonna
crossbows
see it
going
in a
down.
second here. Yeah, he sees it there.
Lierey's going to try and counter this in typical Liereyy fashion and just avoid and micro. Micro.
Getting ballistics too.
Good upgrade. It does.
Yep.
It takes that. While players can out micro ballistics, it takes that split micro out of the equation a bit. Oh, Hera with huge engagements, Dave, against all the very important units before they're upgraded.
Lyra's actually not trading too bad considering these are elite skirms, but oh boy, now it's getting rough. Now it's getting rough.
Yeah, and Elite Skirm still halfway in, so Hera taking the better timed engagements. He's faster to ballistics. He's engaging against archers. Oh my god, this is huge. 30 kills, make that 33, 36, and 17 deaths for Hera. 2-1 KD.
This all goes back to Liereyy losing, what, 3 villagers to the men-at-arms from Hera? Just falling behind early, and
Dave and I are pretty tired at this point, so we're just going to be brutally honest. Hera's probably going to win this, and we're going to a game 5. This all results from that feudal age engagement, and Liereyy has been behind ever since. I'd be very surprised if Hera throws from this position when he's playing
Hera's
this
going to
way.
have to toss his army into a mangonel shot, and then toss his army into another mangonel shot after that one.
Well, here you
And
go.
Lierey's actually going for knights here. Interesting, but Hera sees the tech switch.
Oh, Hera, okay. And he doesn't
The no
split.
micro?
Oh!
Oh!
All right.
There we go.
Well, at the end of the day, he's still gonna get some reward here. He'll get 1 vil, probably. 1 vil.
This
2.
mangonel's dead. Predicting it.
Well, there should be a knight coming this way from Liereyy. Where are the knights? They're going forward. 52 vils to 40, and we're 26 minutes into the game. That vil dies?
Okay, mangonel will survive. Okay.
Yeah.
But 2 vils dead. That's a pretty good trade
Oh, it's
for
more than
4
worth it.
weak crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh, my game almost crashed there, dude. It froze when
Really?
they got hit by that mangonel shot. Yes, it froze, and I was like, "Come on, baby, hold together."
Get the frozen French fries. Didn't you cast with frozen French fries on your PC during a tournament, or was that just for other?
Used to. That was like years ago, dude.
Yeah, I
Years
know. I
ago.
just
that was my
wasn't sure.
laptop.
I wasn't sure when you made that switch. Dave went from
I tech switched. Yeah,
Hey,
superior PC.
he started from, but he didn't just start from the bottom. He started from the very bottom,
No, I started from the freezer where the fries were.
and now we're here.
Here's
was-
the archers coming back. Tristan on the left.
No upgrades, and here they are.
They're
Okay.
gonna be annoying though. Downhill.
I think with this big of a lead, Hera just needs to switch into Eagles and/or Pikes. Yeah, the TC will go up. Hera will be happy with that, and the Eagle switch is incoming. How's your micro, Liereyy? It's all about the attack rounds with these Mangonels. They've got to be amazing. How bad would it be for Hera if he were to throw this in this situation?
If he
Dave?
loses this army to a mangonel shot, it's gonna be really difficult for him because these are double stable knights with kelp mangonels behind.
Yep. Right approach from Liereyy. Don't add eco. You're already so far behind. Just go all in one TC.
I like killing the barracks too. If Hera wants to make a tech switch.
They weakened one of his own knights there. Hera?
Oh!
Wow.
You're dancing with danger right there against those mangonels. But he's gonna take out 2 of them.
2, and then he splits, and Davey could end it right here if he wants to. Can he get another hit? Yeah, the Mangonel hits, but not enough. Hera weathers the storm. Remember, he's on ballistics. The Knights don't have chain barding. I think that is it right there. With a now 25 villager lead, I don't see any way back for Liereyy. It had to happen there.
Yeah. It was close too. Like if just a couple attack grounds where he anticipates the splits and suddenly Lierey's taking control of that hill in the front. But another siege workshop and he's still producing from the one at home.
While there's little chance, I still appreciate the fact that he's trying at this position. In a quarterfinal, which is essentially feels like a final here, you've got to try. And Hera with the micro again. Eagle Edition is perfect. And never mind, no more trying. He will try in game number 5, Dave, as everyone predicted today. This is probably the only series which was predicted correctly after it's all said and done to go to game number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you
Well
even
done
favor?
there from Hera. Super well done. Mine's against Celts too. It's just that feudal.
Yeah.
The Men-at-Arms rush was just so devastating. Liereyy kind of slipped up a little bit with a few quick walls and saving villagers. And going into game number 5, I feel like I still favor Liereyy.
So Liereyy has his very first pick in Chinese. So we go back to the civilizations. Actually, hold on one moment, guys. I need to restart my game while we do this. That way we can hop in, and then I'll show you the civs. But Liereyy has Chinese and Vietnamese remaining. Chinese as his first pick. Vietnamese as his last pick. Hera has Slavs and Burmese. Both civs solid. I think it'll probably be Slavs, but Chinese probably better overall compared to those civs.
I'd favor Chinese of the civs remaining as well.
Sure.
Assuming you get a good start with them.
Yeah. Hey, Mass127, he says, hi, chat. Hi, T90. If we could get 9,000 hellos or heymans in chat, that'd be great. Welcome him. Well, you know what's interesting? I feel like a composition which is really tough for Chinese because they lack Redemption Monks is anything including Mass Mangonels and Castle Age.
Yeah.
Slavs are really good with that. So
you got to get that position first.
True,
if you're
true.
behind in Feudal Age and he gets up faster and he has the superior army, you're never going to get to the point where you're fighting, pushing him with Mangonels anyway. You're just defending.
Dave and I aren't just talking to talk. Remember those words, guys, because it's most likely going to be Chinese versus Slavs. That would be my guess.
What's Hera's other civ?
There's other civ is Burmese.
Yeah, okay. We're not seeing Burmese here.
Yeah, not when Chinese Vietnamese is out there. Burmese struggle against good archer civs, and those are two civs that can do that. But yeah, this is what the draft looks like. Eric, already on it. Thank you. Already on it. What, did someone go robot there? I think I went robot. Are we back? Chat? Am I...
You sound fine. Do I sound fine to you?
I sound fine, apparently, and you've always sounded fine. So my concern is the scene that I went to is the scene I'm going to cast with. So we have to test this again. Do I sound like a robot now, chat? We're good. Okay, thank God. I didn't want to restart things. Perfect.
Can you see the game in the lobby browser?
I didn't see them hosting it.
Yeah, I think Hera might be taking a break here.
Okay. Well, final game of the day. We're closing in on 8 hours of quarterfinal action. This has been awesome. I can't wait to review and talk about all my thoughts on the entire day at the end. I don't want to do so right now because of spoilers of previous sets. I should have mentioned this earlier, but all the quarterfinals will be on YouTube. We should have each quarterfinal on YouTube by Wednesday. I think we'll have one tonight, one tomorrow, one. It'll be spaced out by about 12 to 24 hours. And then the semis will be streamed live on Saturday. And then the finals will be on Sunday. And the finals is actually a best of 11. So whoever makes it better have stamina. The score is 2-2. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize the score wasn't updated here. Sorry about that. Thanks for the reminder. There you go. 2-2. So Dave's going with Liereyy here. And I wonder what Lierey's mindset is now, Dave. Like, that was a really bad
14
fail.
next game is probably his mindset.
Yeah, true.
Hera's mindset is I need to refresh mentally. I need to go wash my face. I need to go walk around, get a breath of fresh air. Lierey's like 14.
If we hurry up, I can play 3 Dota games before I have to go to bed.
Exactly. No, he's a football fan, man. He probably wants to go watch football.
Maybe. WR Sports says, T90, why does one side of the bracket have the top 4 seeds? How is that fair? because that's not the case.
They put themselves in that position.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's not, like, you might see them as the top 4 in the world, but because of lackluster group stages from some players, it ended up having these matchups. Liereyy, for example, Liereyy was not first in his group, and this got put into a more difficult position here. You just got to look at Liquipedia. It'll show all the info. We have a bracket command. Super late for Liereyy. Convet, Liereyy stays up to like 2 or 3 a.m. every night. He's fine. He's fine.
Football game's already over in EU. I'm talking about football, not soccer.
He is really into the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still see anything hosted yet?
No.
Huh. All right, and the admins haven't said anything, so I guess both players realize a lot is on the line. Someone's taking a break. Still against the bookies idea, you'd have made a killing today. Nah, I'm not going to make a betting website. Someone tried it in the past and nothing ever came of it.
Dude, I think that just opens up so many like discussions and arguments about like whether a player throws.
Yeah, and I just don't.
You know,
I wouldn't
it's
want
just,
that
like,
in age.
yeah, no.
There's a lot of things that happen, whether it's in sports or esports, that aren't in Age of Empires, and I think it should stay that way. We're a very unique community. Cuckoo, thanks for the prime. Thank you, Lurch, for a whole year now. Also, Infobo gifted Max 23 months. So, Mac, make sure you thank Infa. Crocked Winter,
God,
thanks
so
for the
many-
5 gifted. I'm
so
ready
many
for
people
this.
triggered over football.
Well, there's nothing else to talk about, and people are on
Oh.
edge.
I don't understand.
Oh, I
If I
think
was
we
in
have a
Europe-
game.
If I was living in Europe, I'd call it soccer football, but I'm not.
All right,
Let's
Dave.
go.
So, yep, everyone also, well, whatever. We'll switch subjects here. Hera is Slavs for game number 5. It's gone back and forth, and Liereyy is Chinese. Everyone predicted this would go to game 5, including both players when I heard them speak on it. A quick look at the maps, Dave. Whoa, look at the Rhino. He's in that one tile spot next to the golds. He's hiding. Thoughts on the game, Dave? Sorry.
After no response from me,
Yep.
immediate thoughts on the game. Well, as I said before we got into this game, I think Chinese have the advantage. You can see right now with the villager lead that Liereyy already has, already about a vill and a half up on Hera. So that's a really, really good start with him, and that's the advantage of going Chinese. The maps themselves looks pretty good for Liereyy here with those 2 forward wood lines, very wallable.
Yeah.
And then Hera, the berries are forward, the gold's on a hill, but it is at the back. So decent maps for both players.
Yeah, I don't think there will be any complaints when it comes to that. We hit the nail on the head before the game even started. What Chinese can struggle against is something like Pike Siege, and Slavs excel there with the fast farms, which gives them the food, and then also the very cheap siege. However, in order to do that type of a snowball, slow push, you need to have control, Dave. And you had mentioned it all comes down to what happens in Dark Age and Feudal that leads there.
Make sure you speed up before we get into this.
Yeah, we're good this time. I got it on the final game.
Hey. So no laming yet. Hera just missing the goats coming in from Liereyy. And he hasn't found Lierey's base yet. So unlikely he's going to get back there to take that Rhino.
Yeah, it'd be too risky. Also, Hera has lost games when he's lame today. Another thing that needs to be brought up when comparing the 2 civilizations, Chinese, more often than not, it's straight scouts. They do not make an early barracks, and that's very common for Slavs to see an early barracks. So I feel like Slavs could definitely abuse the fact that Chinese are typically going up a bit later to feudal, and also Chinese are walling a bit more, and Hera could lean on the aggression. He also had a sick build. I forget who was against, chat. Was it Project Belgium? I think he had a 20 pop man-at-arm build against Belgium. And I haven't seen it since from him. And he's building a pre-mill barracks, so we're not going to see it
Civ?
here. But he did it with
20 pop
Slavs.
men at arm with Slavs? Really? Wow.
It was interesting. And I think Vinch did it first. But yeah, that's not important now as Liereyy scouts the barracks. And Liereyy walls now. So you notice how his reaction isn't to make one of his own. He's instead just going to wall in his resources. A tough task, I think.
Yep. Should be fairly secure here, though. Hera
Yep.
didn't manage to lame any resources. The bird in the middle of the map is going nuts right now.
Yeah? Where? Oh! It's stuck in
His
the
friend
tree.
is going to come bail him out.
No.
No, he just bounced off of him. Why are all the birds going there? What is happening? Why all the birds are going?
Oh, dude, I saw this yesterday for the first time. If it stays here long enough, it'll actually start tweaking out more. Oh,
There
never
we
mind.
go.
Why did that just start
Look,
happening?
they're all in a line, too. They're going over Lierey's base. What is that?
What if there's this weird thing where the birds fly from player to player and then people figure it out? Because it looks like they're going from Hera to Liereyy right now.
No, they're just going in a straight line. Then they'll hit the wood line and bounce back again. They're in an infinite loop.
Well, Dave will keep us updated there. And Dave, I think if Liereyy can get to gold, he's going to be liking his position. You know how much he loves opening up with archers. Chinese are sick with that. Wait, did we call it incorrectly? Oh, early barracks for Hera, and he decided against making the militia after seeing the walls from Liereyy.
I really want to cast the game, but the bird's tweaking out again.
Really? Damn it! Come on, bird. You're ruining the experience.
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting into the fun part of the game. Hera's on the way to the feudal age, and he is going for scouts, right?
Let's
No.
see.
Men at arms.
Man at arms. Okay. 21 pop, which is a bit faster than standard. Bigville lead for Liereyy, and that's simply the Chinese. And he's also going to gold. Now, I don't think he was initially planning on going archers. I think he's going archers because he saw Hera had the early barracks. And it ends up working out because Hera's still going to make infantry. It's just at a much later time. This is Lierey's forte, Dave. Fast
There's
archers.
two birds on top of each other.
Can we get a third, please?
Stack them up.
I'm too tired for this right now. Wait, can Liereyy see them? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Looks even weirder from his perspective. Dave, the birds are blessing him. And
Yeah, they're done.
the militia, it's militia coming forward, so it will be man-at-arms into archers for Liereyy. So, back to Hera's scouting. Hera saw the barracks. Hera saw the villagers on gold. I don't know if he's expecting there to be militia coming towards his base. Pressure's got to be on. I don't care how
Missed him.
experienced they are.
He missed him completely, but he's gonna see this one.
Sees that one.
So he has to assume that that's just the tail end of the drush, and that Lierey's drush is already making its way over here. Liereyy could get a villager here if Hera isn't quick.
Fortunately for Hera, he is getting attacked with the villagers that are on the left side and not the right side. Yet, can he quick wall fast enough? Remember,
gonna
there's
wall in the scout, attempt
pre-walls. Oh, and Hera just bails. Great play from Liereyy. Man-at-arms in for him. And over at Lierey's base, Lierey's still got to make sure he's walled.
Dude.
No archer range yet.
Lierey's blocking the villager.
Finally.
Got him.
Yeah,
but
I
he
mean-
loses the scout. Still, he's got men at arms, and Hera forced to come back, Tristan,
Oh.
with his men at arms. That's not what you want to see.
I just assumed he was going to be around there. And now Liereyy will see this and say, well, great. I can do whatever I want. There's the range. No range yet for Hera, but I'll tell you what Hera is doing. He's making a lot of Slav farms. That could help him catch up here. Also, Hera will likely win this fight because he's got the scout. And he's also got 2 men-at-arms of his own. So good micro from Hera. He still has 2 full HP men-at-arms. Or will.
Yeah, but I think the window may have closed for
True.
him to assault Lierey's base here with those men at arms, because Liereyy already with an archery range and already with 2 archers queued, so those men at arms are not going to do too much damage.
Wow, 2 ranges for Liereyy. I could be wrong, but I think it's pretty common for him to just stay 1 range fast blacksmith. So here he's thinking of going for more numbers instead of more upgrades. And Hera, you know what he's going to do. He's going to wall, play defensive with skirmishers.
Yep.
I actually like Hera's position more now, just because he'll have so much food. Liereyy will probably not be able to do damage with even 2 range archers. Really surprised to see that Lierey's not using that wood for farms instead.
I don't know. I think it's pretty rough if Hera lets Liereyy camp that hill into Castle Age.
Ooh, the weak
It's gonna be not
scout.
great. Ooh, Hera's gonna pick a villager here for sure.
And
Dead.
yes, he will. All right, so ends up being even there. And so
pick.
Chinese bonus still in effect here. More villagers for Chinese, but Liereyy pushing forward. Hera will know that archers are coming. He'll also know it's 2 ranges. I guess when it comes to food, there is also a difference in that Liereyy collected most of his hunt. Had to walk there, but still, and Hera's just relying on berries.
Ooh, picking off an archer. Blocking it again with the scout.
Wow.
These players have done so much damage this series by blocking the scout and attacking with other units.
I wasn't even paying attention. Like, how is that a thing?
And he just caught him at the right moment, right?
15 on food for the Canadian.
Bird
And
update? No, they flew away minutes ago, guys.
Oh.
Minutes.
people are really asking about the bird. I'm not even looking at chat right now. I'm too focused. Okay, so it's 1 range skirms for Hera at the moment. We know that. Hera doesn't even have... Did he build a blacksmith? No blacksmith. So he's not that interested in being all that aggressive. In Castle Age, what do you think Hera uses to accompany these skirms?
Probably siege at some point, right? If he can get the position.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Hera with just a defensive workshop, though.
And just boom.
Instead of something forward like MBL might go for.
No fletching for either player, but more numbers for Liereyy. And this will probably tell Liereyy that he can push forward. And it might also tell Liereyy that he has to decide on getting fletching or not here. Because if he gets fletching, it puts him even further behind to Castle Age. I'm not liking Lierey's eco. He's going to be so far away from clicking up because of the double range.
Gold. Hera's about to click up here.
Yeah, Hera's position is way better. And he'll add the stable, Dave. So he said, forget about the blacksmith even. Forget about getting upgrades on the archers. After I see the double range, I'm going to go into knights. And then maybe that siege you talked about. I think that's a misplay from Liereyy, and it's going to be tough for him now.
Well, it's also like Hera got so much value out of these 2 men-at-arms. I was thinking they wouldn't get any value at all, but they kept this army at home for so long. They picked off that extra archer. They picked off the villager. Like, just extra value.
And what's kind of confusing to me is how Liereyy, I just combined Liereyy and Clearly. Liereyy clearly recognizes that he wouldn't have been able to do much had he gone forward. So a lot of players go 1 range opening, and then they add the 2nd range while they're on the way to Castle Age. I guess on the bright side, he's going to have a lot of archer numbers, but still hasn't
if he clicks
clicked.
up now, the villager count is going to be pretty even.
Yeah.
And Hera's not going to have much forward pressure on Lierey's base, like none, because he doesn't have anything. He's waiting for the knights.
There he goes.
So Liereyy just has to click up. Yeah, okay, the villager count's going to be about even by the time he gets there.
Wonder if Hera goes for +2. Oh, he's just now making the blacksmith. But, yeah, +2 defense and maybe a forward siege workshop would be a great all-in play. But he doesn't have to do that. He can make a few decisions now. Remember,
The
Chinese?
skirms are not going to do much, Liereyy.
Yeah, dude.
Unless Hera goes for some pikeman push or pike siege, but even so.
Also another game where Hera has saved the scout. That scout got a few assists on kills too, and he's going to scout all the gold. So he knows about the extra golds, extra stones, relics. I love Chinese against Slavs if we're talking like camels, crossbows. But when Slavs are in Castle Age this much faster, can be really tough.
And it's another game, Tristan, where the score difference is so big that Liereyy maybe thought Hera was massing military.
Yeah, you know
behind
what?
it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he stayed at home.
Well, Hera, no TC yet. And no chain barding yet, but I think he's about to click it. Yep, there it is. Wow, I like
Scout's
this.
gonna kill a skirmisher. Oh my god. Value!
Is that 2 kills for that scout or 3? Or maybe just assists?
Well, it blocked the villager. Yeah, assists.
Okay.
Kills and assists.
I'm not sure if Liereyy would have realized the upgrades on that scout, but oh god, this is going to be really interesting now. Liereyy running forward before getting upgrades, sees the knights.
He does spot the 4 knights, which is great for him. So he realizes that Hera's going into that.
And
Just a
Hera,
basic confirmation.
Hera spots some of the archers running forward.
+2 is coming. +2 is coming. Liereyy, +2 is here. Liereyy, you have to be careful, my
God.
friend.
Hey, this is huge. However this fight goes will probably decide this quarterfinal. We haven't talked a lot about this, but King of the Desert 1, Liereyy made it to the final. King of the Desert 2, Liereyy made it to the final. So we'll talk a lot about the upsets that happened today, but at least historically in this tournament, Hera has never made it past the quarterfinal, I think. But it was a different time back then.
Yeah, to be fair, Hera wasn't really considered like a top 5 player.
It was more
and
top
only
20.
Only on the fringes of the top 10, if that.
Yep.
So he's really improved. He's got himself up in the rankings and probably the slight favorite coming into the set. But as you can see, game number 5, so favorites don't matter.
So
when you're in
now
a situation like this.
the composition's pretty one-sided for Hera. It's very strong, but it's one-sided. And Liereyy even went for the thumb ring upgrade. So camels and thumb ring. Hera's trying to break through on 2 sides. I don't think that will happen for him. No extra town centers for either player. They do not want to lose control here. I think it's a good move, but someone's got to make a decision. Good job from Hera. Best way to have control over a game, Dave, is attack the walls like this sometimes.
I like the fact Hera's got some siege at home. It's typical Hera style. Like, just keep it in my base until I need it. We're not risking that forward.
Yeah, and if the siege didn't come early, Castle, it's probably not going to be all that well offensively now anyways. So he runs back home. Still waiting to see if his second town center will be going up for either player. We see a monastery now. I like the monastery choice because the camels are going to be tough for the knights to deal with. But then again, the camels don't have many upgrades. I think Liereyy needs ballistics, Dave.
Yep, he definitely does.
Also, Bowsaw doesn't have that upgrade yet. He's the monastery. Could deny this.
Mangonel's coming. Be careful, Liereyy.
That's Bill. I hate how good these guys are. It's just... He even saved the Bill there.
Monks
Oh, God.
need to convert right now.
Oh, God. That's a lot of knights. The monks might not get conversions. But Thumb Ring is in. What's the micro going to be like?
Camel's coming back. He's got a hill here for Liereyy. He's got a hill, Tristan. I think this is Lierey's fight.
Dave, so much invested into these knights, and they've all
That's
disappeared.
so bad for Hera. That they just melted to the crossbows, and Liereyy with great micro there, with all his units.
Like, not only is the monastery denied at 99%, but does it even matter now? Like, do monks do anything for you? And
Not
Hera's
with
been
that
one
massive
TC.
crossbows. Not with that massive crossbows. Hera's got to add something
Oh!
else. He's adding another stable behind.
Still can't get the monastery up. And I'm pretty sure that Lierey's aware there's a Mangonel. He knows that the Mangonel is close by. And he also is adding eco at home, so he's going 2 TCs after gaining that lead. Wow.
There's a market for Hera. He's got to balance his eco a little bit.
Oh, big shot!
Oh, boy.
Okay, almost a big shot. Hera seems to be running out of answers here.
Monastery? Maybe? The dream!
Decent shot there. The Knights accomplishing so little with 37 military versus 9. And it sucks for Hera because he needs a Mangonel shot, but he can't push out because the camels will take it out. Fires,
Good micro
fails.
there from Liereyy. Avoids 2 potentially massive Mangonel shots. Now he's got a monk of his own forward. He's got camels forward. I would love to see a university from him. But does he need it at this point, Tristan?
Well, not really. I think conversions and camels are more important because this crossbow number is high enough. Dude, Hera is wall in 1 TC. And if you're wondering, Hera, why not add the second TC? Now, okay, as he's doing it, I was going to say, might not even be the play. I think he's got to put all the food he has into Knights and try and bring himself back here. And with 1 Mangonel shot, this changes, Dave.
Yeah, if he can hit it, which is a small possibility against Liereyy. Lierey's so good at moving out of the way of those, and he's going to heal up his wounded crossbows most likely. Man, this hill
Ridiculous.
in front of Hera's base, I said it before, it's going to be so punishing to him. He needs to take control of that. I like how he's building up knight numbers, though, and waiting for the optimal amount before he engages.
And on the flip side of that, he probably wants Liereyy to go in, so I like how Liereyy keeps acting as if he's going to do that. And oh! Liereyy!
Split.
Is that
Great
necessary?
split, dude! He takes it out!
Is that necessary? Splits, takes out that Mangonel, extends his lead further. 12 villager lead. But the 17 military that Hera does have is very strong.
+2. However, how many monks for Liereyy? No, Liereyy, don't go get the relics. I think you need the monks here, buddy. I think you need the monks here.
Dave, it could be a bit too greedy. I get trying to extend your lead, but if there's a surround, you can't escape with these crossbows. Also, still no ballistics upgrade, which is so weird to me. And
Only now getting wheelbarrow, too.
yeah. Like, the camels aren't that good against the... Oh my god, Dave! Oh my god!
No, this is
This is a mistake from Liereyy.
For Liereyy. He needs to get on that hill and get the camels right next to his crossbows.
This could swing! Ladies and gentlemen, this could swing and might swing right here back into Hera's control with a big shot.
Lierey's got so many crossbows, though, and the micro
Boom!
big shot!
Oh my god! Hera's right back in it! He held on. Now he's still behind in eco, but he has so many knights. It's 18 against 12, and Lierey's like, what was I thinking? Why?
He was way too excited to take a great fight there. He didn't get any conversions. He got hit by the Mangonel. His camels just got shredded.
It's his one
Oh my
weakness as a
goodness.
player. It's probably his one weakness. He's too excited to fight. And Hera just waited and waited and waited. He
That was
acted as if he
arguably-
didn't want him in there.
Arguably the most important Mangonel shot I've ever seen in this game.
Without that
was-
Mangonel, there's no way that that fight's won. Or at least it's
And
significantly
Lierey's
better
base is
for Liereyy.
open. Lierey's base is open over here. He needs a quick wall.
What's crazy is this could swing right back into Lierey's control
Yes,
with that
indeed.
economy. Hera isn't tech switching. Liereyy will have some relics. He'll have camels and crossbows. Still a good combo. Getting more upgrades on the camels. 31 on food. But yeah, Dave, I guess now it looks like a smart move to not have the monks in there because he would have got smashed. But I think having more monks and or camels in that situation was needed.
Well, I think if you have the 3 monks back and you don't get hit by the Mangonel shot, you win that.
Yeah, did
win
Hera
that
sell
engagement.
stone? Or did he place a TC somewhere? Okay, TC on the left. The hill be on
He's-
3. He's
once
actually
again-
through.
Once again, dude, he's having problems with hills. You really have to adapt on these King of the Desert maps because there's so many hills in terms of placing your TCs.
Okay, so Knights and Pikemen. Hera realizes, okay, now I can't take these fights. We'll go Knights, Pikemen, Siege. That's exactly what Slavs want to be at this stage. They don't want to be behind by 25 villagers, though.
Yeah, they don't want to be taking fights against camels uphill either. So Lierey's going to pull back. Hera's just going to hang around with his Mangonel. I don't think Hera can really push in here.
Also, you see the stone spots for Liereyy? Both outside of his walls. There's no way he can go for a castle defensively. 2 canoe are probably far from realistic. You need more upgrades on your camels if you're Hera. I think you've got to go for like attack or defense upgrade. You're definitely going to need to keep the crossbow numbers alive.
Good conversions there from Hera, whittling down the numbers.
What a finish to an amazing series, Dave.
Yes, indeed.
I prefer Hera's position because of the hill and because pikes will be coming, but it still depends on conversions.
Does Liereyy
and
dive here?
micro.
Does Liereyy dive here? He's
Go
going
monks.
in. He's converting with the monks. The Mangonels are focusing on the monks, and he has the crossbows behind. I think this is Lierey's fight. I
It
think
might-
Liereyy takes this.
It's so close. I can't call it. The Mangonels are down. Hera still has high HP on the Knights, but he doesn't have pikemen here. Yo, this is so close. 20 military for both. Unbelievable game here. The pikemen arrive, and Hera retreats with a lot of wounded knights and still behind in eco. That is the second time this has swung a bit. What a game.
That's the second time this series. Remember that Japanese Mongols game where we saw a fight very similar in mid-Castle Age where we just couldn't tell?
And
It's so even between these two.
And both players were confident enough to stay there, too. So
Yeah.
it's not like we didn't know. They were thinking, this could be reasonable for me.
Yeah. I think if Liereyy didn't fight uphill with the camels there, he would have had a better outcome, but man, who are we to judge? These guys are insane.
What sucks about Hera's position now is you're behind, and half your army's on low HP, and ideally you'd make a monk to heal that. But you want to push. So he probably can't fight all that comfortably forward at the moment. He kind of has to. It still comes back to the mangonels. If the crossbows aren't there, then I feel that Camel, crossbow, or sorry, just Camel would struggle against Hera's comp. Camel raid.
Lierey's scouting again. It's just, he's not expanding to the extra res because he doesn't see a huge portion of the map, and that's keeping Hera's score high.
And why does
so
he
Liereyy might
split
think
up?
he has more.
I guess he has the hill here, but I'm a bit surprised. I like the pikeman choice from Liereyy. But yeah, as he runs into some pikemen here and now charges up the hill.
Mangonel shot. Great mangonel shot there from Hera on the pikeman, and he's got to run away. Liereyy, get out of the range.
Yeah, the pikeman there will be helpful. The crossbow's now behind. I think this swings a little bit here, Dave. Oh, the dodge from Liereyy. He doesn't want to let it happen again.
That's always kind of nerve-wracking when you go forward to dodge a mangonel shot and it goes
Wow.
right over your head. And he didn't take any damage from it. That was really good recognition from him.
And because of those fights over the last 10 minutes, Lierey's been able to get to stone. Lierey's been able to take his foot off the gas with camel production and think about the Imperial Age. Big moment for Hera, Dave, who, in my opinion, needs all in. You don't go imp here. You just all in with knights.
Yep.
And I think he can do it. His army's so much stronger right now.
Yeah, and if Liereyy gets overconfident again, like, you can just camp that hill, Liereyy. Go back.
Yeah, you should
Okay,
not
he's
be going
back now.
forward. Question is, do you want to
Finally.
camp the hill right here, or...
Imperial Age coming into. Like, wait for your imp upgrades, right?
I know. Especially because he should realize that he's so far ahead. If you see someone going all in knights, you should recognize your ecos better.
Hera's still ahead in score, though, and that's just scouting, dude.
Well, it's also the fact that Lierey's clicked up to imp.
Okay, there we go. Now the score switch. Lierey's on top here.
If Hera's
Goes back
backing
a
up,
little bit.
Hera's in trouble. If he's backing up here, it is not a good sign for him. Just straight halberdier would win the game for Liereyy.
Light cav now from Hera because he doesn't have the gold to produce.
We make jokes about MBL being the cockroach because he's able to stay alive. With the amount of expansion Hera has economically and having Slav farms, he's going to cockroach it up here, even if he's behind. He is going to expand. He has the scouting, Dave, to do it.
Yep.
So do not be surprised if Hera can somehow use that scouting and that back eco to his advantage here.
I think Liereyy, don't toss army. Just don't toss army. And
just
Hera's
gets too
somehow
excited.
on the way to Imperial Age.
Yeah. He gets too excited. Broke through with the camels, but then again, he's not going for heavy camel. He'll go Halb and Arbalest most likely. David's mobility
Why is he
for
so
Hera.
far away from his castle, though? Like, why go over to the left side? I don't get it. He just wants to move him around, you know?
I think if Hera, it would be a ballsy play, but if Hera wants to win this game, he should go raid with these knights. Because he does not want to have to stay and face pikemen and crossbow. The best way to keep the pikemen and crossbow away from his base is to force it back home. There's wide open gaps at home to raid. But he's staying at home right now, Dave. He's probably not happy to see the imp timing from Liereyy.
No, not happy at all.
Barb, ballistics, finally, bracer, and then
Get
light
some
cap.
halberdier mixed in there.
Liereyy is a bit light on stone. Doesn't even have that main stone with villagers
Here
on
comes
it.
the raid.
Yeah,
This is what you
this
were
is the
talking
play.
about.
This is the
I
play.
mean, Liereyy does have an outpost over there, and I think he saw the knights going that way because he pulled his villagers off stone. And he's sending his pikes back. He did see the edge of the knights running past that way. And he's getting halberdier, dude. He's going to be able to defend this.
If he defends that and goes in with the Arbs, this should win Liereyy the series. Let's see. He still has to micro. That's a lot of scorpions to deal with. The Halbs are there. Hera engages. No!
Oh, man.
That's his best engagement, Dave, and it's such a waste.
Oh, the mangonel shot, though. He did connect with one. The Arbalests are pretty weak here. But still, all of those knights going down.
And now I just don't know what his comp's going to be at this point. He's also getting raided by Lightcav on the left side. What's the comp now that you've tossed away those knights? It was the play to go there. It's just Liereyy reacted to it. Liereyy
And I
losing
think
Arbs
Liereyy
to the TC.
Liereyy sees the TC in the north from Hera, too.
Finally.
And Hera doesn't notice the raiding on the left-hand side. He hasn't noticed it yet.
Oh, God. Is that the end for Hera?
It looks kind of like it, dude. I mean, it's been so impressive from him, but Liereyy has been playing on another level.
Like, in late game, Hera can mount some incredible comebacks with high farm numbers. I think he's the one who says, just get 80 farms and go Hussar and win. But he's at 36. Still has raid potential, but it's not all that great, and he's the one who has to react. I'd like to see Liereyy be more aggressive with the Arbalest.
I'd love to see Liereyy expand a little bit, too, to the extra res. Like, take map control.
Oh, Dave, big shot could be incoming. Hera's going to delete this, maybe? Nope.
No.
Nope.
Liereyy deletes it for him.
Oh, God.
He is going to lose those Arbalists, though.
And after that, the military count's pretty even. Liereyy does struggle. Like, would you say Leary's best age or his worst age is the Imperial age? I don't know if you can say it's worse, but
I feel like early Imp is a good age for him, but like late when you have to explore and take map control and whatever, he's a little bit slower than someone like Hera.
I mean, he's got this game in his hands now. He just needs to finish it off. He's got 4 relics. He is raiding. He's getting all upgrades. I'd say the only thing is maybe just not locking down areas of the map with some castles. Hera's reacting, and he's feeling it slip here, Dave.
Yeah, and now, ooh, Hera's got Cavalier at the top of the map. So Liereyy a little bit slow on taking care of that TC.
It's just
Hera's going to be annoying over there. It's just Leary's pushing in 3 different areas.
Yeah, but this is the way that Hera can come back, because as Liereyy has to react to this, Hera could maybe expand there and stabilize.
If Hera gets a castle there, oh, he's going for a castle on that hill. Liereyy has enough stone for a castle of his own.
I guess at the same time, Hera's losing the right side of his eco, and he's also still being consistently raided underneath like 3 or 4 town centers, and yeah, forward castle.
Look at all the red in his
Liereyy.
face. Oh my god. There's dots everywhere, man. And he's got the forward castle from Liereyy is going to be right on that hill on the left side of Hera's base.
Arbs. He'll die. Hera will clean that up for a bit. He's expanding farms. He'll go to the very edge of the map with these farms. And he has to. 99 vills for Hera, 30 idle. And maybe now, if Liereyy sees the castle on the left side, he'll deal with that with some trebuchets. This is wild. And I'm just waiting to see if Leary's going to have what it takes to finish off Hera. Hera's not going to resign. He does not want to be done in this tournament.
He feels like there's a chance. He's only 2,000 score behind, which at this stage of the game isn't a death sentence.
Yeah.
And, ooh, Liereyy actually going into heavy camel here.
I feel like the downside, well, there's many downsides for Hera, but I feel like he's adding villagers at the rate he's losing them.
Yeah.
He's still at 100. I don't know. I would like to see Liereyy toggle auto farm at this stage. That'd be pretty cool.
No, he just doesn't have the wood, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, no, never mind. He does have the wood. He just doesn't have it on.
Hera expanding farms to the left where raid could come in. What do you think about heavy camel? It does offer mobility against light cav and mobility against the
I think when you're Chinese and late imp like this and you have an advantage, you probably just want to get all your tech upgrades.
everything. Yeah.
So that you can adapt to what the other player is doing.
That's fair, I think. Again, Hera 25 idols, 98 villagers, Dave. He's at 111 pop. If this was a rated game, Hera would be very close to calling the GG, or might have called it a while back. What an unbelievable game.
As soon as he drops below 100 pop, I feel like he's just has to call it. And the way that this game went, Tristan, with Liereyy going forward, early advantage. Actually, Hera had the early advantage. Liereyy goes forward.
Yep.
Takes a great fight. Hera gets a mangonel shot. Takes a bad fight against Liereyy. Like, it was just so back and forth. And Leary's going through to the semifinals to play Yo, which is going to be so awesome.
Dave, we might look back at this quarterfinal being the most competitive set of the entire tournament. Maybe I'm speaking too soon, but my hat, my salutes go out to Hera and to Liereyy. But this is another time where these two teammates have faced off against each other in a big tournament, and Leary's just one game better than Hera. I'm thinking about Game 5 here and how Hera could have maybe played differently, Dave. It's really hard to, because he fell behind due to the fact that the army numbers from Liereyy were so high, and then he mounted a comeback When we thought he was dead, at Liereyy at 60, 70 villagers, he was at 30, 40, if I'm getting the numbers correct. Also, Liereyy saved Chinese. Such a flexible civilization for the final game. His very first pick. Hera got his first pick out of the way. Game 1, actually, if you think back. But I feel bad for Hera because he gets so close against players like Viper and players like Liereyy. But Liereyy deserves to move on. And yeah, what a hell of a semifinal is coming up on Saturday. Guys.
This is insane.